lots of cards down.
I think all my dice is... Yeah, I'll pick all that up after going. Your cameras are on the chair, so I can't get to my dice or my punch rack.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We're just fixing the sound.
This is what happens when you microsleep.
Okay, so we are live. Today is session 103, or the easy number to remember, Phase 3, Season 1, Episode 9. And we're all level 11.
Session 103 works for me.
I was going to say, how is that one easy to remember?
Because most people want to join at lower numbers.
Yeah.
So finding people when you're saying session 103, no one wants to join in.
Yeah.
But if you say Season 1, Episode 1,
People like that.
So that's why I introduced the phases and the episode and the season.
I was going to say, so that's how you get new people on each time you do a new season. You can say, we're only at episode 1.
That is correct. There's a lot of people who come in based on that. Not everyone stays, but it gets more interest. So, with that in mind, we're going to introduce people. So we have Paul,
who is Cluel. His original surname basically doesn't matter anymore. Head of Clan Cluel, party diplomat, healer, artillery piece, pretty boy, and persuader.
You're getting in about as many titles as Marnie.
Yes, but for quite different things, some of which I can't use, like Prince of the Shadow Elves and such like.
or the title of the Shadow Elf.
The title of the Shadow Elf, which I can't tell anybody about because I would get lynched.
We know, that's enough.
Yes.
And soon to have a visitation.
Oh no.
Oh, how exciting.
Not scary at all.
Yes.
Then we have Kesley.
Hello. I am playing Kupo Lani Aokai. She goes by Lani, the Makai human fighter, weapons master, tank.
Currently amongst her national mortal enemies people.
Yeah.
In her element.
It's not going great. Well, it's going better than expected. We'll explain in the recap part. But, Lonnie, holder of many titles, holder of many weapons, wielder of the legendary sword Kukua. Now, this is new, so I like it.
And has not killed a single Sahuaghin in the...
And it's quite a shame. Yet. Yet.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Wow.
Then we move over to Ariadna.
No, it's not Ariadna, it's Calcrix. White dragon with a jazz.
But I introduced the player, you introduced the character.
No, it's I am Calcrix now. this is how it goes.
This is
I'm
the
a
identity.
character. This is the identity. I don't recognise the other identity.
Right.
So shall I introduce you as Calcrix in the other games as well?
No, in the other games I am that identity. That's just how it works.
It's multiple
Isn't it
personalities.
Method
Keep it
acting
up.
and multiple personalities.
That's what it is.
Um,
Wait, I like method acting.
thank God I didn't get schizophrenia put in with my bipolar.
I'm sure I would qualify for that some days.
When they ask me where the voices are coming from, I'm really careful. It's just like, they're not outside voices, God does not speak to me.
So when you say you speak for many gods, I'm sure they would be very worried.
I'm a writer.
Don't forget to tell them I'm a GM.
Yeah. I'm a writer. Yep. And do I have Grindelwalker with me right now?
No, you have him working somewhere else while you're under the water.
Oh, that's right. We're under the water.
At the moment, he'll be slightly hard-pressed to produce coffee in areas where you're surrounded by water.
Calcrix is going to find a way. I think air bubble.
Yep.
Brew coffee.
Or coffee.
Drink coffee. And then non-air bubble.
Or you might create what's called the coffee bubble.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that. You stick a little straw into it.
Well, there's a spell that gives you an air bubble. It's not particularly high level. I just
You
have
don't
to
want
get
to
a straw
just
of it.
open up a jellyfish and then there you go.
Somehow I think that might add or ruin the coffee.
You just have to find new flavors.
It'll be called a fishy flavour.
What? Breeding an octopus that has coffee for blood.
Coffee ink.
What was the flavoring?
Weird, but not weird
that's
at
the
all.
thing. That gives you black coffee.
I will at least have my friend eat with me, I presume.
You do have Eep with you.
Yep.
Mainly because you have no idea if Eep needs to breathe, eat, or sleep because you never notice.
Eep
Eep's
seems
always
to
happy.
still be alive and still happy, and she appears as a little kind of carnivorous plant wrapped on my horn.
Which is amusing because underwater doesn't seem to affect it.
And though I still call myself the White Dragon,
Yeah.
I now have quite a lot of black
And blue.
because of my
Associations.
associations with the Queen of Darkness and various other yet to be named influences.
And then that brings us online to Florian.
Hello. I'm playing Bromdrum, Mithras, the mountain dwarf. He's a fighter rune knight and is has just left his mines and is exploring the world and just stumbled upon this adventure group.
Well,
These crazy people who somehow managed to stay alive.
Yeah.
I liked your introduction last week because it's like Rumdrum was on his spring break, Rumspringa, whatever you want to call it, and then found these ocean-stranded adventurers and got tagged along. For glory!
well, I have used that
Yes.
theme for other people in the past, but they very rarely did the other players get to experience just how chaotic dwarves on Spring Break really are. So they generally don't become, as dwarves, they are mostly chaotic, whereas once they hit about 50, they generally start to switch to lawful.
Pretty funny.
So they act like stereotype teenagers
Yep.
Pretty funny.
with a capacity for enormous amounts of booze.
Well, everyone always wondered why you always see dwarves drinking.
Yes,
There ain't no way.
because they're young teens trying to get drunk.
And especially considering the alcohol they were brought up on was far more intoxicating than the human alcohol. Because if humans had dwarven alcohol, they'd most likely go,
Yeah.
I was going to say, speaking
Here,
of
have
young
this pint
teens
of
trying to
pure
get
spirit.
drunk, the cat seems to be wanting attention, but he is neither a young teen nor does he want to get drunk. He mainly wants chicken, and he's in his late elderly years now.
Hello, Puss.
What's up? Come on. Come and join the game.
So, Kissly, did you want to do the recap?
Yeah. So, last time, we had just finished defeating Under the Fortress and had popped up on the surface, and that's when we came across Brumdrum, where he was on a giant citadel ship, just going along, and by happenstance he ended up on a essentially a lifeboat, but that ended up being like a warehouse size open top little capsule
Made
thing.
out of stone.
Safety pod.
Made out of stone, which
Yep.
Lonnie could not figure out how the heck this thing wasn't sinking until later. We'll get there. And so we like get to know each other, all that stuff, and we try to find our way going north. Luo opens up the Book of the Corruptor, and a piece of paper falls out. A magic map fills itself in as you look at it. Ooh, ah. It essentially indicates everything you can see with no edge. And like, it's a magic map. It does
Yeah.
cool stuff.
Yes.
It can, its edges can see through time and space.
If you're looking at it magically.
We see on the map on the fortress a Sahuaghin fortress by the trench, and the Corruptor's book indicates that there are 5 guides, important tools for the Corruptor of Time to use, and that the Sahuaghin have one of these tools. The map is one. The second, the Sahuaghin have. that we have to now go do. So we're like, alright, so let's do a heist. And the best way we know how. Are we stealthy? No. Let's try it anyway. So anyway, we head down, and the ship moves like a submarine under the water, but it doesn't move in the water. The water moves around it. It was perplexing. So
War magic.
yeah, it
Yes.
moves like
Dwarven
like
science.
magic. There's no signs of any movement whatsoever, and it also can become invisible, which is nice. So we get as close as we can, and we're catapulted out thanks to Drazzle. After Pain does some magic to make us look like the Sahuaghin. We end up at the entrance. I have to BS my way in, and they're like, "Oh, well, they think I'm a young Sahuaghin, and they're like, "Oh, what's new with kids these days?" And I'm like, hermit crab fighting," and they're like, "Oh, we got some hermit crab fighting," but it's more like sea monster fighting. So they enter us into their competition as entrant number 25 and minions. And like we meet some of the other peeps. We end up in a fight. Pain was nice enough to act as our Eldritch Horror. He does an illusion and fights the other monster thing. And at the end, they ask, "Oh, what should we call you?" And I become Master of Pain. Because technically, they thought that the monster was named Pain, so I was like, alright.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
Pain with a capital P.
So,
He is one.
Pain hates that entirely,
Of course.
but he can deal with it because my sword, Kakua, seems to be connected to Pain's patron, so therefore Pain cannot hurt me because Pain's patron will not let it happen. So, anyway, we won our fight. It was a great thing. So now we're into the next round, all that stuff. But we are now within a room awaiting for our next fight, but we can at least move around from here, potentially. And that's the end.
And it had an air pocket so some of them could sleep above the water or below the water.
Yes. So,
Okay. Did anyone else want to add any comments to what happened last session?
Everything was weird.
That's normal for us.
That's true. It was differently weird to what we've had before, but that's fair enough. If it was the same weird, it wouldn't be any fun.
Exactly.
Okay.
I still think it was really funny that I came up with something and it was actually in the story.
I read ahead enough to be able to change it based on how you approached it.
Yeah.
Because I was telling Paul earlier, all the locations are in the book, just that they didn't account for someone coming in the way you did
Right.
and being able to participate. It's more like you're captured and forced and not fun.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny.
Okay, so while you guys were resting up for your next battle, Llewell finds himself in a waiting room.
What number is he?
This is Raphael's waiting room, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
It says now serving number 1.
Down the ticket.
I checked the number of the ticket that I'm suddenly holding in my hand.
Just like Beetlejuice, there are 7 digits on there.
Raphael.
As you're watching, it just seems to go ding, 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 ding. Of course,
It's still going to take a while.
This could all happen in a moment of a minute, but you remember the entire sequence of it.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I perceive the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
And what feels like years, you finally find yourself in a... Well, what you were expecting it to be some sort of classroom.
Mm-hmm.
But as you come in, there seems to be a wooden table that doesn't look as if it was constructed.
Grown or just formed? Yes, is the answer.
It's hard to tell because it doesn't have the shape of growth. Looks like wood. Has no rings or delineating lines. Feels like wood.
Yeah, but it's been extruded or cast or just formed in place by thinking, which is probably what Raphael did.
And on top of this table, you see a miniature view of the known world region.
Right.
With little toy pieces distributed all over it.
I'm going to study this a bit, if I'm allowed time to do so.
As you look at it, everything seems to blur except for Elfheim.
Fine. I check Alfie now.
As you look at it, you see that there are 7 white trees.
Mm-hmm.
And 7 main clans, which you recognize all of them of.
Yep.
None of the minor clans are considered true clans because they don't have a tree.
Yep.
They're generally offshoots of a clan of a tree and subservient to it because
Yep.
the tree is what basically trains them.
Yeah.
As you're looking at it, you see a note attached to it, basically saying that unless Elsundal moves the trees, Ixion will help the master reach them.
Ow.
Because
So I have
it removes 90% of the forces defending the Galantrian region in one sweep.
Okay, first thought of mine, why is Ixion on the master's side?
He's not on the master's side, he's just using
Yeah.
the master to further his own plans. It would basically shut down Durrican, shut down Wendar, shut down Alfheim,
It would,
and cut out a full fifth of the forces of Galantry at the same time, because there are 2 Elven clans in there.
yeah. Plus it would, well, destroy untold thousands of lives, so
Well,
yeah, there's
you're
that too.
looking at millions, because
Well,
the
that's
entire
true.
Elven population.
Yeah. Plus the population of Darrican.
Because
So-
Ixion doesn't care what happens to the elves,
No,
and
he doesn't.
he is one of their patrons. So he has the right to get someone to bypass their borders.
Right. So now I've got to become a god at some point so I can go and spank Ixion. Which also means becoming powerful enough to do that. Anyway,
You also know that Ixion
least kill him off.
himself is backing Alphatia to genocide the region.
mm-hmm.
So he doesn't care how it's done.
Yeah, because he has his own plans and screw all Immortals.
Oh, you think he gave warning to Elsundal, either step up or get out of the way.
And why won't Wilson help move the trees?
He is currently doing that.
Oh,
But if he doesn't actually finish,
right.
If he doesn't do it in time.
My impression on this is I've got to go and tell Elsundal to hurry the hell up.
And here you thought you were talking to him the whole time, so how are you going to start talking to him now?
and
Carefully.
Raphael has notes basically saying that if the trees aren't moved within the next 2 years, the master will reach them anyway.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Jeez.
there are no trees in Galantry, so he's got no reason to go that way.
Yeah.
And the master doesn't know that there are some in Wendar above Galantry,
Yeah.
because he could just walk right into that country
Yes.
without anyone defending.
Which gives me a potential use for that statue that I think it was my father gave me, or my uncle. That shape-shifting carving thing.
But
It's something like contact other plane or something similar to that.
the rest of the notes do state that Ixion has instructed Ilsundal, once he has moved his trees, to attack Galantry.
Sorry, what was that last bit again?
Once the elven trees are moved out of the line of fire, the elves are to ignore protecting Durrican and assault Galantry.
The elves must assault Galantry. And are the elves inclined to listen to Ixion instead of
No.
Ilsindor?
It's Elsindor's the one who's been told to get the elves to do it.
Oh, right.
By Ilsindor's boss.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's not only is it destroying the nation and all the everything they built up there, it's basically destroying any ties they have to any of the people there anyway.
Yeah.
This is somewhat confusing.
It is, because most of the characters would not have expected that level of stuff going on.
The
because
levelancy between gods against, I don't know, their people? Like, why are they even our gods if they want to destroy us?
Well, yeah. Considering, as is noted, Ixion is one of the patrons of the elves, but he's quite happy to expend the elves because his preferred clients are Alphatians,
Well, the other thing is,
not elves.
if the elves don't, if Galantry is not stopped under Ixion's belief, there will be no elves anyway.
And Glantry is ridiculously magically powerful,
Yes.
even compared to the elves or pretty well anybody else, really.
So, why aren't we his preferred clients? Just out of curiosity.
The elves are Ilsindor's.
Well,
Okay.
Ixion supports nearly every surface
Yeah.
dwelling society
Yeah,
because of being the sun god.
yeah. It's just, he goes, I love all of you, but you're my special one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Why
You
doesn't
get
he...
to win. That's what
This
he's
sounds
doing.
like bad parenting to
It
me.
is very
Well,
bad parenting.
under the guidelines that you heard from Ixion earlier in the storyline, the elves of Alfheim were doomed to die anyway under his goals.
Yeah.
He's a god. Why can't he have goals where all these kids get to live?
He's wiping out anyone who knows about Galantry.
Because he wants to do to Glantry
That
what's
That knows
already
about
been
the
done
nation,
to Nithia.
yes.
Okay, is it because he's like offended by Glantry or something?
Because
Okay.
because currently Galantry's draining magic
Calcrix now
out
wants
of
to
the world.
become a god and smack Ixion's ass too.
So if Galantry doesn't stop what it's doing, there'll be no magic in the world. Dragons, elves, and any magical creature will cease to exist.
Yeah, she's got to have a word to the blue scales that are
Which is-
represented on her thing and go, I think we need to do something about this.
And so everyone at the moment is unsure how to proceed because you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And there's a third party who's just messing with everything completely.
Yes.
Which is where you think Ixion's going to take advantage of that messing
Mm.
to either destabilize the region so they can't actually stop his forces.
And whoever's actually doing the messing with it is going to take advantage of this because he's planning all this. And there are going to be bad people involved because, well, Axantiotl, he is going to be involved. He can't
He's
not
the one
be.
messing with the oceans right now, right?
Oh, and pretty well everything else. If you think about it, he's got to be involved with this stuff.
Right.
He's got to be the bad guy involved. Why isn't he being stopped? Don't know yet.
There's a Sahuaghin.
The Atruaghin.
No,
The ones we're doing.
Sahuaghin.
Sahuaghin, yeah.
So yeah.
I-
I'm gonna
however
say-
you say it.
How do you
Thingy.
say it?
I say Sahuaghin, but
Sahuaghin
I'm
is
probably
good enough.
wrong. So. I was gonna say,
I
how,
was
many,
copying.
how
Wesley.
many different pronunciations can we do? That's the game.
I can probably do about 10 in one session.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say Martin. Even when corrected unobtrusively, will pronounce it different every single time.
So you're looking down at the moment to find out where the devilfish is relating to the Sahuaghin, to who's prompting them into war. Just like Luel has found out that the god Ixion is pushing the elves of Alfheim into a war of annihilation.
Sounds like no one's going to win. And they
Unless-
really need some more. Someone needs to get these gods into some sort of therapy, really.
Yes.
You need a god of therapy.
It's got to be Calcrix.
I mean, you are becoming a balanced dragon, so it makes sense.
or Claw, because he's already done that.
So you're now
So-
so you're looking at this. You see the notes from Raphael, and you realise that he's shown it to you because his plans are to force the elves of Alfheim to flee Elfheim, taking the trees with them and protecting them from the Shadow Elves who are chasing them to force the armies to move away and not attack Galantery and wipe themselves out.
Right. So, is this?
He doesn't want loss of life to
I know.
be the.
So he's
goal.
going to have the Shadow Elves follow the Elves, which gets everybody out of the way.
Oh, the Shadow Elves are going to take over Elfheim. So they're going to come in as a defensive.
Hmm.
It's
the
Why do I
environment's
see
going to.
Helm's Deep scenes coming to me right now?
Yes, the environment's going to be rather different because the elves hold in place the magic that's taken the water from what used to be Nithia, and that might go back, which means this is going to turn into possibly. It was actually tundra. No,
it
not
was
tundra.
a huge moor.
It was a moor. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to turn into a soggy mess.
More
Which
as
is-
in MAW?
No. MWR.
MOORE.
MWR.
Oh, more. Yeah,
Yes.
as in Scottish Highlands.
Yep. Yes.
You know, you're going
It's
to...
going to be.
yep,
You can
cold.
take a step and sink into the ground.
It's
Yeah.
going to be cold and soggy
damp
and damp
everywhere.
with no tall trees anywhere.
Yep.
At least once the trees all die.
Sounds gross.
But no one wanted to live here before the elves took it, so
Yeah.
no one really objected to the elves taking it,
That's
except
right.
for the couple of towns they accidentally overtook.
And the Nithians who wanted all the water, but they were in the midst of being destroyed anyway, so it didn't matter too much. So that water's going to go back to there, which means Alarim's going to get a bit of a shock.
You already
Although it
know
might
the
take a
water's
while.
been diverted completely under the nation, so no matter what happens, the water will not go back there.
Oh, okay. No, fair enough.
I'm sorry for them.
The
Which-
gods specifically made
Yeah.
it almost impossible to rebuild that nation.
Yep. Right. No, fair enough. They
They're
wanted to make
terribly
it permanent.
destructive and vindictive beings, these gods.
Well,
Well,
they're, come on, they all used to be people.
Luell
They've still got
found
those
out
emotions.
that the Empire of Nithia were about to take the gods out of the equation.
Yes.
Yeah, well, if they keep behaving like this, I don't blame them. And we might be one of the first parties to try and take the gods out of the equation.
And the other thing that Luell knows is the Black Morians were trying to take the gods out of the equation as well.
Oh, well,
Yes,
suddenly
although-
they are not my enemy, they are becoming
although-
my friend.
Yes, although they were doing it by using
Don't
nukes.
gods know that.
They did take out quite a few gods. They took
Yes.
out all the dragon gods.
Oh, well, not so pleased with that. I like my dragons.
Hmm.
Yes, but there are new dragon gods since then.
Yes.
But they actually wiped out a majority of the pantheon of the world before they were stopped.
Yes. And they can't be brought back because their worshippers are all gone, so their names are forgotten.
Not all of them.
Okay. No, the ones
She's got blue
no,
scales.
the ones that they actually killed,
Yeah.
they wiped their followers
Well, Ariadne's character
So-
Calcrix has become a follower of one of those dead gods.
out. So
I have, in fact, I have their shield.
reconstruction is on the go then.
Yeah.
Cool.
So gods can be brought back from the dead here.
So I don't know if you remember that tomb we were under
Yes.
in Yularum. I brought a shield of
Bahamut.
Bahamut out.
That's right, I remember hearing the
That's
name.
what I chose.
And so Ariadne's character Calcrix was the first one to introduce Bahamut back into the world, with Takesis already being introduced.
Yep.
Okay.
So currently the dragons are fighting over whether or not to bring Takesis back or not.
If you haven't noticed,
I
Calcrix likes
know
to
why.
talk to her dragon gods.
Yes.
So the more to talk to, the happier she is.
So not many
Okay.
people want a demonic dragon god brought into the world.
No, but Bahamut? Yeah, definitely.
The problem is Bahamut doesn't inspire the same way as the other one.
No.
Bahamut requires you to prove yourself. Takesis just requires you to ask.
Mm. Because she wants the power rather than wants you to prove your power.
That's okay. Like me, Calcrix is
Yeah.
a people pleaser.
Yes.
Okay, so
Now,
yes.
there's
So
this-
you get that bit of information showing you about what Raphael's plan is and why. Just that neither group of elves will ever understand why it's happening, and why it's necessary for the elves to migrate out of the reach of the Master forever with the trees. Because the Master will come back if the trees remain.
Raphael, in your notes here, I'm just going to say this out loud. In your notes here, is there anything that mentions where you're going to put them? Does a new note turn up?
It's a good device.
As you look, it does state that the destination of the trees is to remain a secret amongst the tree keepers alone.
No problem.
That way, no one but the tree keepers will know exactly where the trees are.
Oh, I quite understand.
And so, if only the tree keepers know, there's no way that a other being can track them, because you can't track the tree or the tree keepers.
Question is how to hurry them up.
They are hurrying greatly, but it's if they go too fast, they lose the tree completely. If they go too slow, the master reaches them, so they're trained to.
Yes.
The Shadow Elves have been working on this for 10 years now. They knew it was coming. So your infiltration of Alfheim was part of that.
So I don't know how things are going with Moorcroft, but yes, all of that stuff was part of it.
It does note down that the parent tree is currently in a stalemate, and it cannot be moved.
A
stalemate.
Because if they succeed
because Moorcroft is still after it,
yes,
and it gets moved, he can target it.
It can never be moved.
True, because it's the
Ixion
main
didn't make it with an ability to move it.
So how are we going to move it? If it must be moved, but it can't be moved.
That's the only one that can't be moved, and it's the furthest away from where the master is, and he doesn't know of its existence.
So if we do things properly, he'll never find the thing.
And a majority of elven heroes are tied up there, away from what's happening over here.
Yeah.
As well as a bunch of armies relating to various entropic gods who may interfere if that war ends.
Raphael.
They're basically keeping the attention of various gods through the engagement.
Yeah. I tried this before. I can't remember the actual results. Can Raphael know about Rad? Because I did find out some of what's going on with the Rad in Glantry.
Okay, so...
Because I'm going to ask, and if he goes, what did you just say? I didn't hear a name.
Okay, so you then see a note noting down something called the Fellowship of the Star.
Right, I'll take written notes for this one.
It has the leader is Rad,
right,
which is who is an Imperial of Energy. That's his rank.
Yeah, Imperial. Yep. Imperial. Sorry.
So Empyrean.
Yep.
And then next one on the list is Vanya, an Imperial of Time.
Right.
Well, you also heard that she is the goddess of the Haldanic Knights.
I remember that one.
Then Ka, Hierarch of Matter. He is the Tyrannosaurus god.
Cool. That's my next favourite. After the dragon gods, I want the Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's a cool one.
So
how do I
not
sign
showing
up
Ariadna because of the other god in there, but
That's cool.
Yeah, I can see the reason not to say that. But yeah, okay, he's the size of an Allosaur, not a T-Rex, but yeah.
Not showing you the other one in there because I don't want to give you nightmare fuel.
It's definitely nightmare fuel.
Then listed under that is Raphael, an Imperial of Energy.
Don't have any other pictures?
Right.
Not of him.
Okay, so if they're both in the same group, then he definitely knows about Rad.
Irindel, an Imperial of Energy. That's the goddess the elven god of mischief.
Okay. I need to talk to him. He's going to be useful.
His symbol is the smile of a Cheshire's cat.
Cool.
Calcrix has lots of interactions with him.
Cool.
I also have 2 of their stones.
And Calcrix cannot remember a single one of those interactions.
No, but I do know I've got the stones.
Mm-hmm.
These
Then
gemstones.
next one on the list is Asterius, Eternal of Thought.
Right.
He's also a major Alphatian god.
Right.
And then Rathanos, Eternal of Energy.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, these gods are
Under the Fellowship of the Star. They're
Okay.
basically the ones protecting the Lantry.
the ones that are good gods as far as we're concerned.
And the last one is Karatiku, Hierarch of Thought,
That's right.
Mm.
which is the monster fuel picture I showed you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe guess arachnid.
Yes. Which is why I didn't describe it at all to you, because
It's
Because
scary.
arachnid.
and it was freaky looking.
Yeah.
And then you have a versus the Ring of Fire,
Mm-hmm.
which consists of Ixion, the leader,
Yeah.
Valerius, Hierarch of Matter, Goddess of Love, Elsindul, Hierarch of Energy, Patron of the Elves,
Oh,
Mhm.
so Ilsindor's kind of against us. in a way.
and Alphatia, Celestial of Energy, Patron of Peace,
Mm-hmm.
and Patron of the Empire of Alphatia.
Yeah.
The patron of peace is the one that's starting the war.
And yes, she is the one who started the war.
Yep.
The priests of hers were warmongering while their general was talking peace, and the general got assassinated for it.
Yeah.
And the party blamed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
Paul,
remember we wrote all this stuff down a little
Yeah.
while ago. A vague memory of it.
and then it does note down Brotherhood of Shadow.
That's right.
Right.
That's
So this is a reason for you to become an immortal, so you can be Lani the Godspanker.
yes.
And the leader of the Brotherhood of
Lonnie,
Shadow
stop
is Xantiotl.
Exantiotl was the leader of the. I just want to
Brotherhood of
mess with
Shadow.
everyone.
The corruptor god.
Yes.
Working with him is Hal, the Hierarch of Entropy.
Yeah.
Also, Ixion's equal.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, but there are 5 gods that are at that level.
Yeah.
One is Odin, one
Yep.
is Ixion, one is Hal, Coronis, the god of time,
Mm-hmm.
and Terra, the god of matter.
How many of those are on our side?
None.
Not enough.
I was just
Damn.
saying, yeah, none of them.
Not a single one of them. 2 of them are opposing your efforts completely.
This is going to be very uphill battle.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one on that list is Alphax, the Imperial Entropy, and the one who caused all the Genasi beings to arrive on this world by destroying their world. Actually, not destroying their world, he destroyed their plane of existence.
Oh, right.
He was their
What?
king.
Oh, they come from different.
All the Genasi
Planes?
came from a different plane.
Oh, I thought they just came from like the
Why would you
sphere
destroy
of water, sphere of
the
earth.
plane of
Because-
existence of your own people?
Because he's a
For
god of
funsies.
entropy.
I know he did that and became a god.
Oh,
Right.
he did that to become a god.
Oh,
He
of course.
didn't.
Because an entropy, to become an immortal, you've got to basically take out a people.
To become a god, you have to
Take
kill
a people out. And
Well-
he did.
That's very messed up criteria
Yeah.
to become a god.
Oh, exactly.
For
Exactly.
the
I've
entropy
done that
gods,
multiple
that's one
times.
of their.
That is how they do it.
One of their goals.
So is that all gods have to
Oh,
do
no,
that? Oh,
just
just
in-
for the
just in-
entropy
So
gods.
the gods
Yeah.
of time have to create civilization.
Right.
The gods of thought have to create masterpieces. They don't care what sort of masterpiece they are; it just has to be a masterpiece.
Yep.
The gods of energy are all about creating something either
Magical, generally.
either magical or something to withstand the time as something powerful. So it could be you do heroic deeds. So
Mhm.
heroic deeds does work at the same level as magic for that sort of thing.
That's probably
and-
more on Calcrix's line than anything else.
Yeah. And then there's entropy, who have to basically destroy what the gods have.
Created.
Time.
There are 4 steps to becoming
Yep.
it, and each one is about opposing one of the 4 other elements.
Elements.
So they become a god by which one they achieve the best,
Yeah.
and that's where their focus is.
So the reason Pool has been brought into the waiting room is to look at this map, which shows where these trees are and has the notes saying he's got limited time.
It's letting him know that his domain will be one of the few remaining colonies of elves, not purely Shadow Elf in the region.
Right. Being on the border of present Alfheim is
Well, it's
a
not
good place for
inside
that.
Alfheim. Everything inside Alfheim's getting removed from the map.
Oh, so I'm actually just over the border.
Yes.
Right.
You're
okay.
actually
I'll have to change
it's,
my write-up.
it's a Darrakan domain, but it's on the border in the what the elves consider contested lands, but their border doesn't pass through it.
Right.
So it's basically showing a massive shift of land and borders and life for
Yes.
the elves.
And so Raphael has given you a heads up on something that's going to shake the region to its core. Either all the elves are going to disappear in one go, which is not what he wants.
Hmm.
Because
Kind of like the
Okay.
Janazi got wiped out. From
Is it worth?
That it go
I know
elsewhere.
the Janazi merged with all the races,
Yeah.
which is why everyone's got
Okay.
elemental aspects.
Am I needed to warn anyone?
You don't think so. You just think you're here to help put the pieces back together and make sure what needs to be done is done.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is
I tell
okay.
them,
Which bits do I need to be doing?
You
Yeah.
get the feeling again that it's if you know about enough in advance, then when it asks you to do something, it's not
Yeah.
just why am I doing this.
Oh yeah. This is giving me context.
Here's,
So I don't
here's
have
the
orders
grand
yet.
plan,
Okay. Cool.
and
Yeah.
You expect it to be fully implemented over the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I was just clarifying because I'm struggling to focus a bit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, so it's I've been given context but no orders. Okay. Fun. So
And that the main contention point is becoming a god without the approval of gods
right.
is the core to the war that's happening.
So is that the master trying to become a god without the approval of all the gods?
No, the Fellowship of the Star is trying to stop the Ring of Fire because the Ring of Fire believes that you can only become a god if they approve it to happen.
And
Okay.
Raphael and Rad didn't.
Right.
And they're both in the ring of the
The
Fellowship of the Star.
Fellowship of the Star.
So
I really like how they've made use of those Tolkien concepts.
hmm.
So quite nice.
Did it end up being 7 in there? I'm just curious. I couldn't actually remember.
I think it
didn't
was
count.
like 7.
I can't remember.
In
It's
the-
in. I know it's in the
In the
book.
Brotherhood of Star, I think there was like 7.
There's actually 8, which is
Oh
funny.
yeah. And then Fire had less, and then I think Charlotte.
Fire has 4 because basically they've got 3 hierarchs in there, and normally one hierarch can decimate anything lower than it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The only reason they weren't decimated was the T-Rex god stepped up and said no.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what T-Rex gods are supposed to do.
Well, he's the oldest god to remember his mortal form.
Mm.
A T-Rex. Okay.
And can you imagine how lonely he was?
Yeah.
Mm.
For millions of years.
No, the only one of his kind to gain sentience enough to achieve immortality.
Or possibly even just think about more than dinner.
Nothing in my
I'm surprised though
character
he hasn't
thinks
fixed
of it.
the arm problem.
He doesn't need
He
to
doesn't
because
need
he can
to,
change
look.
his form.
Mm.
Yes. Or he just looks at things and they move.
And because of the fact he's also a god, it's more terrifying for people if it looks like he's more useless and suddenly he's absolutely destroying them.
Fair enough.
Because
Although technically it's supposed to be a raptor, I'm tempted to bring out my Santa dinosaur.
well, it's also he can also potentially extend those arms like rubber if he wants to.
Now, you were trying to stop nightmare elements from coming into my brain, and that is a nightmare element, so
No,
we can move on now, right?
Oh, good.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so does Luell have any last questions
Extend it
with
once.
what he's been shown?
Oh, is he up again? He's
Right. So there's nothing I need to actually act on. I assume from seeing this that I should not plant the new tree until after the master is gone from Alfheim.
Mm.
Or should I plant it and he won't notice until after he's gone?
Okay, so as you're looking, you think that the master can probably sense a living tree if he gets close enough.
So it's going to have to be afterwards.
He can probably sense them moving because the elven ley lines connect to the trees, and
Yeah.
people can sense the ley lines from a great distance. And if you plant it in your domain next to Alfheim, you'll connect to the ley lines there, keeping it alive.
Exactly. So wait till he's gone, and then plant it. Oh, good. That would have made- sorry, just trying to make things work right. So then plant it after that's all done, and it'll connect itself to the main tree, and that'll hook into where the other trees are. So it'll give enough local magic for the Shadow Elves to work with.
But they have other ways of reading magic.
Yes, but once they're on the surface, they might start getting ones who are connecting to arcane magic through the trees.
Well, they do arcane magic, but they do
Yeah.
do it through
They-
crystals. They're soul crystals.
Yes, but this way they get a way of doing it a different way.
Possibly. But
It's-
none of their technology will work with the other way.
Well, no.
Okay, so while you're doing that, Lani,
Yes.
your character's just getting ready, resting up, and then you feel yourself sitting on a nice sunny beach, sipping one of your favorite drinks.
This is great. Love this. Have a Mai Tai, chilling on the beach, and this is
Did they
happening.
have Mai Tais in D&D?
They do
They
now.
They do now.
And
I learned this while we were in Francia
Yes.
from Neptune, who is a very weak god there.
and what was your favorite god to follow?
I'll put you down now.
Who does Lani most honor?
I would have to double check. I would say it was a Micailine god, but I just there's that whole list of gods. But she would follow a god that was about a god of the sea, like a naval god, perhaps.
God of the sea?
Like a god of the sea, like
Oceanic god?
Neptune.
Neptune.
Neptune
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Yeah.
You've got your trident, so, you know,
Yeah.
Neptune, Poseidon.
Poseidon, or somebody who was like a seafaring warrior god of some kind.
Okay, is that still getting worked on? So
Mm.
I can't actually say exactly what that one is.
There's at least a couple of Hawaiian ones that would suit.
That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
God of sea storm.
Moana. No.
God of sea
Moana.
storms.
I can't remember his name.
Thingy.
Yeah. Oh god, the Rock.
The
Uh,
Rock.
That's
Yeah, that's
Maui. She follows Maui.
So I can list off the various water gods.
Yeah.
So we have Al-Kalim, the god of Yalaran, the
That's
desert
the-
Yeah,
people,
it
who's
is.
about bringing back the life to where
Yeah.
life no longer exists. He does have a following in Arendi, which is, because being a water god, it's actually interesting about preserving and returning life where life
Yeah.
has been taken away. Then you have Almani, the turtle rider.
That one. I want that one.
She is a major god of the Atruaghin people,
Mm.
Okay.
and also a god of turtles and people like that.
That sounds
Cool.
cool too.
Then you have Basta, the cat goddess of time.
Oh wait, no, I am beholden to her, because she did save me once.
She
So
did.
yeah.
And then there is Brindahin, the halfling hero of Five Shires,
Yeah.
Okay.
one of the
Okay.
Dread Pirates.
See, that one would be pretty cool too.
Then you have Calithia, the elven goddess of the sea.
Should we need?
You had Mai
She
Tai.
is one of the Minrathad gods
Yeah.
specifically. So
So maybe not.
I was gonna
Maybe
s-
not.
there's a little bit of a issue with that one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you've got a Mai Tai, you could have a party of gods.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong. There's
No,
nothing wrong with
I'm just
following
trying
the
not to
path.
cut people off.
No.
There is Carnelian, a intermediate god. I can't remember all their details, but not
Yeah.
a major player in that region.
Yep.
Then there is Chardaist,
Uh-huh.
who is a god of healing. Unsure if it's a god or a goddess because gender is not shown whenever you worship that god.
That's fair.
They are a completely genderless god. Then you have Karak the Sharp Tooth, one of the underwater gods of the region.
Okay.
Also worshipped by the Makai because of the fact that it's a shark god.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Well,
so definitely
yeah.
Sahuaghin.
Finadel, which is another elven god of time but not water.
Yeah.
Fujit, a god of time itself, not water.
Right.
But they're associated with water?
Because time
Correct.
is associated with water.
Mm.
Yep.
Melafor is another one who should be. So I should open a bunch of these.
I think
I was gonna say I would either go with one you said 2 above.
there was
So-
a turtle one, then there was the one that saved you, and then there was the dread pirate halfling god.
I think the
So-
Dread Pirate Halfling God or
Melafor
it's
is
just cool.
known as the dolphin friend,
Oh, Malfoy would be a good one too, actually. Yeah.
who basically has a dolphin as his
I'm
holy
telling
symbol.
you need a party.
No,
a
that
party
one's,
of
that
gods.
one's sold. We'll go. Okay, just to make things easy, we'll go with Malfoy.
Okay.
Is that because you want to use dolphin voice?
Yes. I can't do it.
Oh, you've got to try at least once. If we'd just given you warning, you could have practiced.
Okay, so yes, so sitting on the beach with you, on one side is a dolphin sipping Mai Tai with you.
I'm like trying to imagine this.
It's quite dexterous, even though it's based on a...
It's got its flipper, it's sitting on its tail, you know.
And on the other side is Drazzle, also sipping on Mai Tai.
It's using prestidigitation, it's
tell
just
them-
floating there.
Cheers. And I've seen this once before, and I say, thank you for welcoming me here. What can I do?
You hear a lot of squeaks and clicks, which translates into...
Cat come running for a treat in a second.
That's why I was trying not to do it.
Couldn't help myself. I do have that
Well, that's
impulse
fair.
control.
Yes. So that roughly translates into there is a higher purpose to what you're doing, but you must be careful not to unite all the pieces of the map before you understand how to use them.
I thank you for the warning. That makes a lot of sense.
Each piece you unite could wipe you from existence.
Ooh.
Knowing what they are pieces of, again, that does make sense.
And it's not just wipe you from here onwards,
It's
it
just-
wipes your existence from happening and changing time. Everything you did no longer was done.
So this is
titles.
This is
Yeah.
the map with 3 pieces to it.
Five
The
pieces.
5 pieces to it.
Yeah.
Right.
You've got one of the 5 pieces.
I knew it was an odd number. I took a guess. So
Yeah.
you can't unite your 5 pieces. Can you have the 5 pieces without uniting them?
I think we have to have at least a few of them so that somebody else can't
Yeah.
combine them.
Yeah, probably.
I was gonna say, like, we make sure that we have a few of them, but not all of them, and then finding a way to hold them apart enough. And I'll ask, how far apart do the pieces need to be?
Okay, as you ask that, you get this vision of what looks to be a platinum set of navigator's tools.
Ooh,
Pretty.
Platinum, you said.
Yeah.
Like a platinum god?
As in made of the metal platinum.
Okay, cool.
okay, gotcha.
Basically, very, very rare, very unlikely to be made into sextant and stuff like that with navigator's tools, because most people would be happy with brass or copper or silver at the worst case, but platinum is
See, that's someone with so much
It's
money.
something
It's not
that's
funny.
extremely expensive and unreasonable. It's like having a platinum toilet. Why?
There are people who do.
There's some, yeah. There's
well,
some.
it's like having
Well,
a
even
gold
in the-
one. A gold one's very impractical because it requires so much extra cleaning to make it look nice.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you can afford a gold toilet, you have cleaning personnel.
Yeah.
That's very
If you
true.
can afford a gold toilet, you have cleaning personnel.
And that's why Donald Trump has gold toilets everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Because by God, to end poverty would just be too nice.
Hmm.
and it says that you're also very close to it.
Ah, so she's not far away from
So it seems
from-
like this is perhaps the next piece, and it's somewhere here. I say thank you very much for the forewarning. Good graces upon you. I'm trying to think of any other questions that I want to ask. I will say I will make sure I will keep note of all of this. Is there any other advice you could give me to help us along the way?
It says yes, and then you wake up.
Great! Awesome! Love this. I love talking with gods. They're great.
Yes and no answers aren't good for gods.
No.
Okay, so then we have Brumdram finding himself in a what feels like a nice relaxing village by the water. Bunches of other turtles moving around slowly but happily.
Turtles are the sea peoples.
They are turtle people.
Yeah, turtle people.
Yeah.
So think of mutant turtles.
With or without the pizza.
Oh, absolutely.
You did say they're like by a waterside village, so
I
might be fish and chips.
would almost ask, were the turtles the one that invented pizza in this world?
Yeah, maybe.
If
Quite
not,
possibly.
you can make it that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yes,
absolutely.
and you find yourself talking to what appears to be the oldest turtle you've ever met.
Okay.
But the only reason you think it's the oldest turtle you've ever met is they're about twice your size.
Wow.
That's a big turtle.
That's a big one, yeah.
They're normally human height.
And
I'm trying to think of the name of the tortoise from Kung Fu Panda.
and while you're a dwarf, you find it quite weird that you're talking to a turtle god.
I was going to
Okay.
say dwarven and turtle god. Wouldn't have put those together, but maybe.
Is it Sahuaghin or what? No.
It's asking you, at least you believe it's asking you, because no words have been spoken. It's just appearing in your brain that you're currently on loan from the Dwarven Pantheon. Congratulations.
On loan.
Currently on loan.
On loan.
You have been gifted to us for a temporary amount of time. No one asked
Okay.
you, you just are.
Something about penance relating to stealing a Dwarven forge ship.
I don't know nothing about that.
He says, the gods know what you did.
I just rode along with the other guys.
You just go with it.
You have a feeling that just about every other turtle here is one of those guys you rode along with.
Okay.
So you're not the only one here having audience with this god. Looking down in this vision, you have a turtle body instead of your dwarven body.
Right.
That's not freaky at all.
Yeah.
So I have what?
Your
you're a
body
turtle.
looks like that of a humanoid turtle.
So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle body. You're
Okay,
a
I-
hero in a half shell.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of cool, no?
And it says you'll all serve until you pay off your penance.
What did
And
they
so
steal?
what is penance?
Lordship.
You're making
Penance,
up for it.
Penance is like
He stole the ship.
being given tasks to do to pay for crimes you've done.
Yes.
Okay.
When we
So
ended
this
up
is
on
my
the ship,
penance being a turtle
Nicky.
and
Talking to the turtle god. You don't think you're actually a turtle. You think you're only appearing as a turtle because this is the turtle's domain.
okay. So I'm asking the turtle god, what do I have to do to make up for my bad behavior?
It's asking you to help stop the war of the sea that is interrupting its people's preparation.
Okay. How do I help?
Stick with
that?
us.
Yep.
We're trying to do exactly that.
You get an image of Drazzle, who you've met, and of Lani, and basically saying you need to help both of those to stabilize the region.
Okay.
Of course, you realize all of this has happened without words, so it's a lot harder for your brain to get around the concepts. Because I'm sure that there were concepts thrown in there that your brain just skipped over because it didn't understand.
Great. Lovely.
So to get this straight, the ship he turned up in, that huge castle underwater that moves around, he took that without asking.
Yes.
Yep.
And
No,
now
I didn't take it. No, I didn't take it.
you didn't take it,
All
but
the
you were with.
all the dwarves on board took it without
Okay,
asking.
you were with the people who took it. Now you are with the people paying penance for taking it. All right, I get it now.
Yes, basically. Okay.
And it turns out, and you believe that the worse the crime they committed, the longer the penance will be.
So what? The worst the crime?
The worse the crime, the longer you have to pay it off.
Okay, I mean.
So this might be a human lifetime or two.
I sense though that he's not one of the worst
No.
I was
transgressors
gonna say, this seems,
because he didn't take the ship. He was just on board when it left.
this seems
so-
like the community service
But he didn't
version
stop
of
them.
penance.
Yeah, yeah. He didn't stop them. It's like being in a car when somebody robs a service station.
Yeah, you're an accomplice.
You're an accomplice, even though you don't know that you're an accomplice,
Yes.
and you'll have to work out a deal with the law.
I was gonna say, from this, he essentially got sentenced to 50 hours
Community service, yeah.
Okay, I mean, I can do that.
And hey, at least it's not in total god years because, well, that could be centuries.
That's great.
But you do believe that others of followers of this god will seek to assist you in your task. But some of them may be some of the transgressors who helped you get into this in the first place.
So
Yeah.
these dwarven counterparts.
Yes.
So my dwarven god basically abandoned me, and this dwarven god is like doing the justice for them now.
No, you don't believe that it was stolen. It's they most likely made a petition to the dwarven gods and saying you screwed up, caused these problems. Now here's how we're going to fix it. And they went, well, we're busy doing our own thing, so you take them.
Okay.
It's really funny.
Because at
Okay.
the moment the gods are the dwarven gods have gone to war.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
So they're too busy to deal with misbehaving teenage dwarves. So when the turtle god said, your teenage dwarves came in and ruined my backyard, the dwarven god said, look, you can do what you want with them for now. I'm too busy to deal with them myself.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
And with the dwarven gods currently stopping the giants from taking over the world,
That's true. They are doing that.
Yes.
Okay.
so the dwarves have gone to war with the giants.
Let's
Right,
bet.
because the Dwarven King actually asked us to assist with that as soon as we're done with this down here.
Yeah.
Because they're also trying to stop the underworld from rising up at the same time. Because with the dwarves busy, it's the best time for the underworld to unleash themselves on the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they normally keep the Shadowlands at bay.
Mm.
That's part of their role in the world. Okay, and then we come to Calcrix.
haven't offended anybody. No, I'm teasing. Yes. So is she having coffee with all the gods she prays to?
Well, you're sitting down having coffee,
She will serve coffee to her gods.
and as you're looking up, you see a dragon far bigger than the great one who you'll normally speak to. And this one is shimmering almost like liquid metal sort of scales.
So you picture Cow Creek, she's sitting there with her coffee cup, she's carefully filtered the coffee and everything, she's just got her little tongs, and she's just about to put a squarish cube in there, and she looks up and the cube drops in and she goes, ooh,
Mercury dragon. Woohoo.
I hope you want one sugar.
And you see on the scales the symbol of Bahamut.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I gather I recognise that from my shield.
So it looks like liquid platinum.
And I've
You're
been
the
praying
first person to
to
see.
this unknown god ever since I got the shield. So I will say, you heard me.
You're his congregation, of course he heard you. you're
She
his,
doesn't know that.
You're his high priest.
Yes. She doesn't know that either.
Yeah.
She will offer her god a coffee.
He accepts, and
Yep.
as he accepts, it's like his hand is just the right size for the coffee
Yep.
cup you give, and then when he reaches up to drink, it's like that coffee cup is massive because he
Yeah.
just drinks it without any problem.
Yeah, she's kind of used to this happening with her Cthulhu friend, and
The Great One was not as smooth.
no, not as, but also with the Great One as well, who she regularly reports to now that she's been told that her due diligence is to pray to her gods each night. She's getting a list of them though. It's taken a bit longer to pray. She doesn't want any more. She's happy with the 3 she's got.
He doesn't seem to speak, but you get an idea that he's sending Cow Creek's some friends to help.
Yeah.
Do I get an
Happy
idea of what these friends look like, or just that they'll be there? I'll know them when I see
You'll
them.
know them when you see them, I
Okay.
believe.
I will accept any and all help in the upcoming, not diversities, the upcoming challenges, and I will do whatever it takes to fulfill the needs of my god. And Bahamut would be able to feel Kalkrik's 1000% committed, no matter what it takes. She's going to do her best to make sure that she fulfills the needs of her gods, and it's not because she's a people pleaser at all.
Okay.
Loyal.
You feel that the main goal of Bahamut
Mm.
is to stop the god Takesis from entering this realm.
Does Kalkrix understand who Takesis is?
You've heard her amongst the other dragons, the more teenage-ish sort of willful dragons want to bring back the dragon god of chaos, the demon god Takesis.
And what is the best way to fight back, for lack of a better word, or to counteract this movement to resurrect Takesis?
You don't think Bahamut knows?
So you might be
Right.
finding out how to do that, one of her quests.
Or finding out how to send her back if she comes.
Right, that's pretty important. And does
Big.
Bahamut yet know how to figure out how to send her back yet?
Well, he can't be fully here until she is.
Okay.
Oh.
So
that's
Kalkrik's
sad.
quest is to get rid of Takesis now, because she likes the pretty liquid metal dragon more than she likes the
Anything else, really?
chaos
You
honey dragon.
do realise that if you stop her coming into the world, he can never come into the world.
Oh.
Okay.
Is he willing to
So
do
it's
that?
like
So
the-
it's a balance thing.
Yeah. They're
And he has been blocking her the entire time.
Right. So this is a balance, some way of balancing her coming into the world, or Calcrix's brain is starting to hurt.
I was gonna say, have you seen Legend of Korra?
Yes. Do
Ra-
I remember Legend of Korra? No.
I was gonna say the two spirits, Rava and Vatu,
Yeah.
stuck in the spirit world.
Yeah.
They're always conjoined together.
Yeah.
So it'd be like trying to bring them into.
Well, if one comes in without the other, it will destroy things.
Yes.
So you've got to bring them both?
And
Both or neither.
And it's both or neither. And the dragons are trying to bring back one.
Okay, so can she bring back Bahamut at the same time?
But Bahamut can't be brought back until Tahisis is already in the way.
My brain's starting to hurt. Calcrix needs more coffee and some chocolate.
Your coffee cup magically refills.
Is there any chocolate around?
There's chocolate in it.
She will she'll like just scull the coffee no matter how scalding hot it is, and then just kind of go.
It's not hot at all. It's just perfect.
Is there any research she can do on this? She's gonna need more information.
It says talk to the well, and then you all wake up.
Okay.
So I'm just going to duck to the toilet while you discuss how you're going to deal with a little bit of information.
Well,
Yes.
Calcrix being Calcrix, she'll immediately look to the well and go, I need help.
We all need help.
Not in a therapeutic fashion.
Well,
We all need help.
actually, in a
Yeah.
therapeutic
We're,
fashion.
we're,
but-
we're acting therapeutically to the world, and we're it. And what power level are we at?
Not high enough.
No.
He starts passing out chocolate chip cookies.
Thank you.
I
Takes two.
Yeah,
One in
you
each
need
hand,
it.
and start chewing both of them at the same time.
Yeah. The cookies,
Looks
by
down
the
at
way,
the coffee mug
are
and goes, how do I
magical.
get that?
They help you heal.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Useful, thank you. Okay, I'm presuming we all just had a bit of a visitation because your timing was exact.
Mm.
We had some sort of experience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to get my head around mine.
Same here. What about Lani?
Oh, it was chill.
You're chill?
Yeah.
Just chill.
Yeah, no, it was chill.
Okay.
Don't bring the pieces together.
All
Bad
right.
times,
The map bits?
don't do it.
Right, okay, cool. I wasn't going to, but yes.
Yes.
And
Warning is good.
does our dwarven friend tell us that he too has had a visitation?
You're not getting sound come through.
Mute, maybe?
No, it's alright.
Hey, sorry.
Oh, there.
You were talking about chocolate, so I got myself some chocolate.
Ah, right.
Right.
Nice to know. I'm influential.
Sharesies.
I do have more of that peppermint diabetic chocolate if you want some.
Oh, please.
So yeah, I think Bonnie just shares her experience with everybody to let them know the important current information. What does Will feel he's allowed to share is a good question.
Oh, gold. Within this group, I can share a lot,
Yes.
even with our new dwarven compatriot.
Yeah, well, I tell you that the turtle has told me I should help you end the war, basically.
Excellent.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, so you saw I forget the turtle's name, Master Uguay. So yeah, I'll tell you. It was like, oh yeah, no, he's a god of this. Seems that you got away pretty easy with that, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, he was talking about something like I have to pay penance because we stole a ship or something. But
There's up to 4 pieces in there?
yeah,
Thank you.
for me it doesn't seem right, but I'm happy to help you.
Well, if a god wants you to get involved in something because they need you to help, any excuse will work. At the moment, I think just go with it because they need you. It's nice to be needed, sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
But it's fun,
This is how you earn glory.
obviously. So
This is how you earn brownie points with the gods.
which points?
Brownie
Brownie
points. You get in favour. Good favour.
Good favour points.
Ah, okay.
All right. Some of what we have been involved in, including the War of the Trees, with Moorcroft, for our dwarf friend, we got involved in a war to save the elven great tree from an attacking bad guy.
Okay.
That battle's still going on.
In a different time and place.
Well,
It's actually
a different
at this
place.
time.
It's right now.
Oh, is it right now
Yes.
still? I thought we were on a
Um,
different time.
No, the pulling through time, that was me pulling
Everybody
elven
else.
heroes through time
Yeah.
to now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm one of the big boogeymen of two elven peoples. And I'm not allowed, I can't tell anyone because they'd lynch me.
Let me put a medal on you.
Yeah. We're going to
Still.
we're gonna pin this on with a tree. Honk.
You're not a vampire though.
I
They
wouldn't be
might
afterwards
think
either.
of you like one though.
Worse than a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stole hundreds of people over a couple of thousand years,
Not hundreds, thousands.
or thousands, over thousands of years.
But to save something that is their
to
most...
yeah, I know, but I didn't tell anybody. I didn't ask.
Yeah.
They
There
don't
was
know.
no. I did not give them
Fair
freedom.
enough.
And there's several thousand heroes
That's true.
that I have to go and apologise to
Yeah.
again.
Well, the heroes were all destined to save the great tree of the elves.
So
And
I've
then,
actually,
and then they went missing during their destiny.
so I actually brought them to their destiny because this is what they were for.
Does everybody else
Just
know?
that no one was told
But-
it was through time.
But I still have to apologise to them for taking them out of their time and away from their people. Again, because I've already apologised a couple of times, and I've got some more to do. I have penance. Okay, it's self-applied in this case, but I have penance to make. Anyway, so I have seen what the larger steps of what we're doing at the moment, or part of what we're doing at the moment. And the main thing is that there's one group of gods who are working against another group of gods because the second group of gods has two gods in it that were self-created or created on their own without senior god patrons,
they
and
have
they
no
don't like that.
They have no sponsor.
Yes, sponsor free. Because Rad accidentally became a god apparently. Raphael was
Accidentally
basically
became
the
a
same.
god.
Also accidentally became a god.
He was
So-
he was one of the leaders of Blackball.
oh, that's right.
Lead
Yes.
scientist.
I was gonna say that makes the most sense.
Which is why they can't know his name.
Yep.
Because he's a Blackmorian and gods can't know the name of any of them.
Mm-hmm.
We can. And there are some people we can't allow to read our minds.
Whereas Benny Candle, or as you know him, Bridrian,
Mm.
is actually predates Blackmore.
Mm.
Does he? Oh, I thought
Yep.
he was black.
I
No.
know. His people
Mm-hmm.
were built the technology that the Blackmorians used.
Gotcha.
Yes, the Blackmorians found.
Found his.
Have you ever
people's
seen?
technology.
Have you ever seen the module Expedition to the Barrier Peaks?
No.
Okay, that really ancient module, that's their ship.
Gotcha.
The Blackmorians found this and copied it.
Actually, it's
I think that's
it's
the one.
actually City of the Gods.
Okay.
The original Blackmorian
Yeah.
D&D adventure.
Mm.
Expedition to the Barrier Peaks is based on the same concept,
Yeah.
but not as well done.
Hmm.
It is very well written. It's
Hmm.
just a completely. It's another module based on the same concept of a crashed starship.
Yep.
And think of the starship that crashed, the equivalent of the Starship Enterprise,
It's that big.
Makes sense. Yeah.
as in the next generation version size,
Yeah.
taken back to a world before people existed.
Yeah. No, that makes
Yes.
sense.
There's some interesting critters on it.
It's pretty cool.
Yes.
And Redrian was the chief engineer of that interstellar ship.
Yep.
So the highly scientific people very much end up in the sphere of energy.
Yeah.
Which is an amusing aspect for it. So Raphael and Redrian would most likely get along, except Raphael's people stole Redrian's technology
Yes.
without knowing what they were doing. It's like giving a caveman an atomic bomb and saying, have fun.
Yeah. So
Fire. Bad fire.
'Cause that's literally what happened to Blackmoor. They said they nuked the entire city by accident
yes.
and almost blew out the world.
Who hasn't these days? I'm just kidding.
Us.
Yet.
Yeah. That had
As
to
long
be
as we
said.
don't put the 5 pieces together.
Well, that just allows somebody else. It's much the same thing, really, isn't it?
Mm.
Anyway, so with I described what I saw and was told, and what the notes and the results of my questions. I got given a lot of knowledge about what's going to happen and why, and the timeline for it, but only so I've got context, so that when Raphael gives me an order, I know why. At the moment, there's nothing for me to actually do about it except worry a lot, which I'm doing. I'm also going to have to make a note on my city, on my town write-up. I've got to add a couple of things, because I had forgotten that elven houses are almost entirely trees.
Scribbling books that got moved around that I needed.
Yeah.
Hard to remember where they all end up. There's only limited places to put things.
I don't know, for such a small place, we seem to lose things very easily.
Well, you've got a lot of stuff in it.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. So yes, you have many options before you.
So have we just been given a bunch of options?
Or you do know that there's lots of things that can happen.
Say finding bits of that map might be a good thing. That sextant.
I've been told that it
Since it's
is
close.
by.
Yep. Close by, that sounds like a good first goal.
Yes, it's not very far away from what I saw on the map.
Mm.
As long as we're
The-
not
the map-
drawn into another Pokemon battle, we should be able to
Yes, the map.
hopefully try to move around.
Yes, the map did show depth from memory too.
Yeah, it's usually. Yeah, it does.
Which does freak you out considering all
was
the
gonna
different
say-
things that maps can do. A 3D map is generally not a common thing you've ever seen.
I was gonna
No,
say it's
well-
it's a 2D thing showing a 3D map.
It's something I can hold,
Which we
which
haven't
allows
seen
me to
before.
look at the map that it contains. Because when I look at it in Magic, there's no edge to the map.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a,
It's almost like doing.
if I had your,
AR.
if I had your spyglass, I could see part of the map 200 meters, 200 yards away.
Yep.
What we
But-
want to see though is a little X
Oh.
where our
Well, that's the thing.
Hey, that's what it
It's right
says.
there.
Oh, right. Okay.
What
well,
I'm saying though is I can see part of the map 200 yards away, which would be part of the world
World
200 miles
miles
away,
away, yeah.
sort of thing,
Hmm.
or possibly further. But
And you're not
this
exactly
map,
sure if looking through is current or past or future or height or depth. Or
yes, I
That's the
would
hard
need
part.
more info, and I
Practice.
don't know any way to get that info.
And you believe that the understanding of that comes from the other items.
all right.
Yes,
So
so
we'll-
I'd have to have all of them and then study them and not put it together. no matter how much I'm tempted to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good thing you know not to put
Lion
it
told you
together.
not to.
Yes.
And don't make me get Drazzle involved. Drazzle was there too.
Yep.
Yes.
He does.
Drassel's not with us at the moment. I
Oh,
thought
no.
he was.
Drazzle is with you.
Right.
Yeah.
He wasn't with us before, but now he is.
Yeah, of course he is. Drazzle always turns up when you least expect him. But
Yeah.
most need him.
Just because he didn't walk in through the doors with you doesn't mean he doesn't find his way there.
Yeah.
That's true.
I was gonna say, I wonder if he shot himself out of the cannon and then, like, as he was doing it, like, sketching.
Yeah.
Yeah, he walks out from behind a blue cabinet that suddenly disappears.
Yeah. Something like that.
Okay, so yes, as you're looking there, you,
Strange words on
you
it.
do
It's like
find
police
out
words.
from Drachnamir that he had a visitation from Atruaghin.
Those two are chatty Cathy's. They talk all the time.
And
Chatty
has
Cathy's.
instructed
Yeah.
him to help them come up with new rules for their culture.
Ooh, that's a big deal.
That's
Well, he is Chief of Chiefs right now.
Because of the inter-clan fighting.
Hmm.
they
Can't
have
continue.
they have no large
Unity.
high level rules, so he's got to write them.
Yes.
Well, he's got to tell them what they are because someone else that's literate will write them.
He can write as well.
Well, yeah.
And he has a recommendation such as instead of just taking from other clans, which is what they do to expand their families,
Yeah.
that they do the equivalent of people who want partners basically go into a competition with the others who want partners until they find who they want.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, Atruaghin People's Bachelor. Got it.
Very much so. Except that,
Hopefully not quite.
except most likely
Yeah.
with weapons.
Well,
yeah, so
yeah,
Bachelor but better.
Yeah. Hopefully not 20 girls all vying for the attention of one guy.
It would most likely be a tent full of people wanting a mate and not caring whether they're all male or all female.
Yes.
Depends on how reproduction works and if there's an adoption system going.
Well, they do adopt orphans.
Oh, good.
So it's basically your Trugan wants a mate.
Yeah.
As long as it's not love at first sight, I think we're okay.
It could be in some ways.
I was gonna say, insert bad romantic reality TV show here.
Well,
Yeah.
considering most of the clans don't get along in general, now that they're all under one banner,
There you
it's
go.
very hard not to have 4 clans wipe out the Tiger clan,
Yeah.
because that is a clan dedicated to Santiotl.
Yes.
And right now, he's not anyone's favourite.
Mm.
It's also one of the reasons why the Atruaghin have not gone to war against the Master, because 1/5 of them
Or
are potentially aligned with the Master,
Wee.
and that's the strongest 5th.
Yeah, okay.
Potentially,
Tiger clan.
potentially able to take out 2 other clans on its own.
Mm. But at least there's 4 other clans against them.
See, it's a good thing I didn't go with the tribes person character, because I would have fought so hard to be part of the tiger clan, because I love tigers and they're cool.
Yeah.
But if they're bad,
They are
can't
very
be-
bad.
I know.
They're cannibals.
Yeah, sounds cool.
I
So
guess-
they do eat their own people, so yes, they're cannibals.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Alright. Move on.
Okay, so yes, and Drazzle doesn't talk about anything he saw.
Of course he doesn't.
No, it's fine.
But he does write a lot.
That's what Drazzle does. Cool. So, I suppose we can try to use the map, since I was told it's close by.
Mm.
Try to see if we can read the map to see how close this platinum sextant is. That's what it was. It was a sextant, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
compass tools.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be sextant and
Probably. Yeah.
compass or ruler, some sort of sight. Maybe
What's
a
the-
looking glass.
This thing?
Compass, I think.
Is that what it's called? I just haven't been in school for a while, so I don't know.
That's why I think it's a compass.
I think it's a compass.
You're talking about the thing with the pointy thing,
Yeah.
and then you put your pencil on the other
That's
side,
right?
and you draw. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a compass.
Okay. That sounds right to me. I
Yes,
don't know. I
it
haven't
is.
been in school in a while.
Okay.
Neither have I.
Yes, the
I haven't
two
been in
words
school
are
for longer than
used
you haven't been
between
in
talks.
school.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
It's why if you put something in a container,
Yeah.
or sorry, in a bound, you're encompassing it.
Yeah, I
The
got
compass
that
is how
part.
you draw the bound.
Oh. Yeah, no,
So when you've got the drawing gear,
I
you've
don't
got the
like
thing with a spike on it and a handle and a pencil. That's a compass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Which is why your direction finding thing is the points of a compass. It's where you've got that, you've marked around a circle. That's what all the stuff with compass is about. It's all encompassing the direction.
so you find out from the map that it is somewhere nearby. You don't know which direction it is from you.
Great.
Okay.
Hard to tell because there's not much separating you and it.
So can we use the map and just start walking in one direction, see if it starts going further away, and then just come back and then walk in the next direction?
There's
Or-
unfortunately no you are here in like directions for
Well, you think there's a you are here part where you're holding the map, but
Of
the thing
course,
is the
yeah.
map doesn't really change.
Yeah. Okay. That one's okay.
And when Lowell looks at it through magic, it isn't looking at the same thing anymore.
Ah,
Okay.
right.
Do we have like a spell that lets us find things?
You have many spells.
We've got many spells, and if I've got,
I think I've got to find
there
find
is something.
stuff.
If we've got access to getting scrolls, I can
Yep.
get all sorts of good things.
Yes, the Harry Potter version of Accio.
Yeah.
Would be helpful. Okay. How, based on the vibe that we got being in here, how comfortable does Lonnie feel about moving about the halls to kind of just take a look around and see what we can find?
Well, considering you are considered one of the champions, you have a feeling that they may try to assassinate you if you're not in a actual competition, because they were escorting all the champions to the arena and back.
That is entirely fair.
Yes.
And annihilating the competition is purely within the bounds of the competition, you think.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
What's with the other guys? Can we move around
Yes,
freely
I-
without being killed?
Yeah, my minions?
Well, you're not sure. You may just be fodder, considering you're not one of the champions. And as you look down, you realise none of you look like Sahuaghin anymore.
Oh.
That's a problem.
That's a big problem.
I can disguise self, but I don't think I can disguise others.
That's disguise self. I think is yourself only.
Yeah.
And you also remember that the dragon didn't come in with you last time, but she's here now. Must have come in with Drizzle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can Drizzle disguise us?
Find the path is too high level for me to cast.
Find a path?
Find the path. It's a 6th level spell.
Drizzle points out the door and says, "There,
Thank you.
path found.
And I didn't have to cast the spell. Brilliant.
More powerful you are," he says.
I can cast Drazzle.
Well, I mean, technically, we don't look like their champion anymore. That just means as soon as we're caught, we're dead.
Well, as soon as we're caught, we have to fight our way out. But I can cast invisibility.
You also know that the Sahuaghin shape changes, much like the devilry.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
So we could just try and pass ourselves off as being
As we just
Sahuaghin.
shifted to look like
More intimidating.
yeah, we're trying to look more intimidating by looking like surface dwellers because, you know, we come from near the surface and that's what we find scary.
So
Yeah,
I'll sell
maybe.
that, right?
Yes.
But the thing is, nobody speaks languages except for Lani.
Yeah, which means you're the one who's got to sell it.
Yeah.
I have a certain amount of.
Well, actually, I
What
can
language
make
do they
anyone
speak?
understand what I'm
Oh.
saying,
Yeah.
but to understand them, I've got to use comprehend languages.
Yes,
So I
same
could
here.
do it. Because they get to understand my meaning rather than my words. They still understand.
Drazzle asks Luel if he can move water.
No. Well,
Was that
very small amounts.
Control water.
move water?
Yeah,
Well,
but control water might be move water.
Well, yeah, but I don't have it. And I don't think it's available as a neutral, and they would expect me to just do it, so.
Calcrix can do a certain amount of water stuff because she's done water elements and made familiars and things like that.
Brandon says he can move water with a bucket.
Drazzle hands him a bucket.
Yeah, where do you want me to move it?
He points out the door.
Right.
I can awaken an element and have a water element, like create
Have-
an air ball for us to move around in.
Just, you know, an air ball won't work around here because you've got to summon an air elemental in air,
Yep,
and if it goes underwater, it dies.
yep. Are we underwater currently?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you got a section above the water, but to go down into the water, the air elemental can't exist in water.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd need to summon a water elemental and get one that's capable of doing air things.
It's like a water
So-
elemental can't exist out of the water.
One or the other.
Okay, so how did we move before?
You used a water elemental.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were in water at the time.
Have I technically come out of water? Or do I
Um,
still have my underwater breathing?
You still have your underwater breathing.
I still got my,
Guild.
what's it called? Guilds, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
It seems as if
is there like some day and night time in this structure? Like is there
It's-
like a time where there's not so much happening?
Well, it's far enough beneath the water that you don't think they have a day or night.
Yeah, but do they have a quiet cycle and an active cycle?
They seem to
Yes.
have on different periods running at the same time.
So basically, no.
You think it's one of those places that never sleeps
Yeah.
Okay.
because people reuse areas all the time.
So we're waiting for our next championship battle.
the dresses
Um,
just ask who can move water.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah.
I can do water elemental stuff, and I might be able to move water with that.
Yeah.
We've done that sometimes.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else because I think I forget which cantrip one took, but I know it's not that. So
Well, I keep wishing that I was my Friday character who can control water. But I am not my Friday character, so control water isn't in here, even though I've looked about 4 times.
It's okay. You're in air mostly with
Yeah.
your spells, and Druzzle's water mostly with his spells.
So why doesn't
Yeah.
Drazzle move water?
ask him
Because he tries to suggest other people do stuff instead of doing it for you.
Yeah.
But if we can't do it, that's what Drazzle's for, right?
Not entirely.
Not entirely, I know.
We have to find some way to do
No,
it.
he's there to write everything down.
But that's the nervousness in the voice. And the question mark at the end of the sentence. Man, I can do like things like storm sphere and destructive waves, but I can't do control water.
Because your character's designed to work above the water.
Yeah, well,
Most
can
characters are.
you can't do anything even though you're a water-based person?
I didn't take a water cantrip.
Okay.
Well, it is a 4th level spell.
Exactly. So like I can't do that.
Okay, so Drazzle asked if you're ready.
I'm holding my bucket up and say yes.
Absolutely.
I say, well, I'm
So he starts casting a spell.
ready to
Since,
connect.
What's he
Since we're
casting?
shapeshifted, if we do get forced into it, I could say that I'm you, but you
No,
have
you
to
get-
translate
I was
everything
gonna
to me.
say, you get to be. Do you want to be my eldritch beast?
I could be. I could fight on your behalf or something, if we have to fight.
That's kind of what we're gonna
But
do.
Drazzle's about to cast a spell, so I'm not going to preempt anything.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
We'll
be ready.
I was gonna say play by
Yeah.
ear. So
Oh,
as
Do remember if and when we do fight, everyone is going to start with extra temporary hit points.
Yeah.
So
Fortunately, Caltrix is a little bit of a tank, probably not as
Yes.
much as
that's all right.
Rani.
This will make.
oh,
both of
you're actually more hit points than me.
Yeah, I got
You're harder to hit.
148 at level 8, I think.
Yeah,
I
you
think
got
I've got a bit more.
Ladi's got a higher armor class though. You're easy to hit.
Yeah, my armor class was 22. I still got
Okay,
no
you
so
do.
for the world, that
You have a
is
way higher stuff than
that is a religion spell for you.
Technically,
Because you wanted to know what he was casting.
technically, you were the most
Yeah, well, I am a dragon. We'd expect
Nope,
me to
I
have
have
some
no
type
idea.
like.
Roll a 1. What do you think he's casting?
Oh
I don't know.
This sounds like gibberish
I,
to
it,
you.
really, the cleric equivalent of arcane transformation.
no! Googly 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 goo.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay.
Actually, without I'm
Form
probably
water
dead sure
inside the bucket.
But to you, it sounds like he's speaking Draconic, but you're not sure what language he's using because the words don't translate.
okay.
But it sounds like Draconic words, which you've heard before.
Yes, but if he's using another language using draconic speech, which is valid, something else to learn.
And he does a gesture towards the water, and suddenly all the water starts pushing out.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Okay,
I
that
think
wasn't
we're
what it
going with the water, or are we staying?
You're now in
there?
what was a half-submerged room, which is now fully empty of water, as the water's all rushing out of the room.
This means I'm going to
Cool.
lose my ability to breathe underwater.
No.
Oh, I can breathe underwater anyway. I'm a dragon. Yeah, sorry. Sorry about that.
can't breathe.
Just like, yeah, okay, breathe.
Oh.
Sigh.
She's not the smartest tool in the shed.
She's still fairly young.
As you basically see everywhere you're looking, the water just forcing itself out of the room. Your ears are sort of feeling a little like they're popping in the pressure.
Well, hopefully we were ready for that.
Yep. So I'll ask Drazzle.
Guys, will concentrate.
Okay. Anybody have any idea why we don't want to be in the water? Other than maybe the Sahuaghin just can't get in.
Maybe it's simply the Sahuaghin can't
So
get in.
as hard as it is for you to fight underwater, it's
Yeah.
as hard for them to fight out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
So they're at disadvantage to you being able to walk normally on the ground, especially your dwarven friend who's not trained to fight underwater.
Yes.
And I'm fairly sure my lightning breath is much more effective out of water than it is underwater, and it does have quite a bad effect on them.
Yes.
So what's the plan now?
I think the plan is the reason Drazzle has emptied the room of water is when the bad guys come in, they won't be able to fight as well because they'll be
At a
out of
disadvantage.
water,
And
A
most
fish
of,
out of water, some would say.
and
Yeah.
most of the creatures they summon are water-based.
Yep.
So every defense that they have for the Sahuaghin relies on using water as part of the defense.
Yeah.
Yes. So if we
Okay.
remove that, we
Yeah.
reduce their abilities by 20-30%.
Yeah. So hopefully it gives us the advantage when they come in the door. So I think the plan is when they come in, we fight our way out.
Yep.
9 minutes, Dressel says.
Okay.
That's
Um,
all that's
so
all we've
what-
got.
I'm
We're still
looking
looking
around
for
the
this platinum thing, right?
So at the moment you've got a room without
Platinum
any water
dragon.
in it as he shoves it all out of the room.
Yes.
And you think as he moves, he can push the water away from him as he
Okay.
goes.
Okay,
Ah.
We've
so
got 9
we
minutes
can-
to get out of here.
9 minutes to
Yes.
go find the thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's go.
let's go.
Okay.
Whoever wants to lead the way, lead the way. If no one leads the way, Calcrix will go first.
I mean, sure. Brum goes out of the door.
All right. So we follow you.
Okay. So everyone seems to be following the dwarf as he, happy for the first time since he's come underwater. Feet on solid ground that's not wet.
Yeah, that's nice.
Being trapped underwater is probably a personal nightmare for most dwarves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not nice. So we go out the door and I just follow my feeling and go to the right.
Okay, I'll give your character a survival roll to see how well your feelings are.
Okay.
This is gonna be fun.
That's-
We're just gonna have to look. Yeah, that's 17.
17, you're feeling very confident because, well, this place looked as if it could have been built by dwarves many years ago.
You're perfect. So I definitely know where to go.
You could take them to the throne room, you could take them to the chapel, you could take them to where you fought previously in the arena. Which
Wait.
place most appeals to our dwarf?
Oh,
I think the chapel.
Okay, good. Because I'm gonna say definitely not the arena full of thousands of Sahuaghin.
Yeah, nah. But I think the chapel is something where they could hide something precious.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so as you're walking down the corridors, it is interesting to watch all the Sahuaghin swing towards you, suddenly getting forced back with the water.
Because it works on water creatures too.
Everything in the water is getting thrown
Yeah.
into the water.
Nice.
Quick march.
And you reach the doors just as Dressel says 8 minutes.
Okay.
Moving
Oh, yeah.
faster.
Yeah,
We go fast. Okay.
pushing open the door, heading inside.
As you push open the door, you see all these side rooms off to the side filling up that are all full with water. A two-headed shark in the center of the room getting pushed backwards.
Whee.
Do you want to face the two-headed shark, or do you want Calcrix to go between you and the shark?
I think I would prefer the dragon going between me and the shark.
Dragon will go between dwarf and shark.
So all the walls and ceiling are covered in grey tiles.
Is there anything?
Support pillars run down the length of the room,
Yep.
all with classical dwarven designs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, and there's an altar at the far end. It's stone base carved in the appearance of shark eyes.
Yeah,
What?
so-
The altar is carved with shark eye symbols all over it.
Shark eyes symbols.
Yes.
Okay.
Which are all glowing.
Fun.
Okay.
And
Do any
another.
of them stand out differently from the others?
All the symbols glow.
Alright.
as you look, the water in the room pretty much drains out behind you, leaving a shark fish out of water.
Okay.
Poor thing.
Cool.
Is this where Calcrix does a bite attack on it?
And
Yes.
Calcrix can.
Is it showing like it's harmful to us?
I was gonna say, with it being a shark, it can't move.
If it can't move and it's not, I won't, because we need to find this compass set and get out of here.
Yeah.
We don't want to be slowed down by battle.
Yeah. Because, like, as long as you don't get near it and you can't, like, wah at you.
Yeah, I'll be ready.
And by the looks of things, taking the water out of this room interrupted a ritual they were doing.
Oh, even
probably
more fun.
something very important, I suppose.
And all the Sahuaghin in the room are on the ground, looking like they're struggling to breathe. What would you like to do?
Find
I
that.
want to look as quickly as possible to
Hello.
try to find this thing.
You do see a pearl and gold band around the two-headed shark's neck.
Collar, magical possibly. I look at it magically. Is it magical collar?
It is.
It is a magical collar, I would say that.
That seems kind of important.
Do we want that?
I mean, it's shiny.
Chinese good.
Yes, but if it's magical, you may not be able to just take it off the creature.
No, typically not.
Unless you behead it.
Yeah, but Brown Drum doesn't know that.
Fighting it.
Can I
No, you don't.
insight check about this thing? 18.
18. The shark reminds you of stories of a great devouring shark that is an avatar of one of the water gods.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, so that's a bad thing. We don't want that around. Lonnie feels compelled to get rid of it.
Well, it's killed many heroes of your indie people.
Lonnie feels compelled to get rid of it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Brown Drum wants to look for this platinum thing, so he looks around the altar.
I was gonna say, we could have Rumdrum as well looking around while Calcrix and I take care of the shark.
So
Sounds
I will
like a-
give Brondrum a investigate roll while he's looking around.
Okay.
But considering the shark can't fight back, I think the two of you could quite easily.
Just
Do horrible things to the poor defenseless
Jaws it
thing.
up.
I'm
Well-
fairly sure Calcrix's bite will be enough.
If it had been anyone
And,
else going up
like, I got my
against
turn
it,
it
the
as well.
shark would probably have killed them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because of both of you have ability to attack from a distance or attack from behind.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
dragon can attack without having been next to it, whereas nearly everyone else has to be adjacent to attack it.
And then,
Yep.
like, I just have my trident where I need to, and like
You
it goes
just-
back to me, so I don't have to be next
It's
to
got
it.
reach, you just poke it.
Poke it
Well,
really
to
hard.
death.
Yeah. Yes.
I got 17.
Good news.
Okay,
we did
having
not
a look
overdo
around,
that.
you find yourself a coffer that looks like it would have been hard to find except for the seaweed that was growing here has fallen off due to the water disappearing.
I wonder who did that.
Perfect.
But
So
hey,
what's-
you had to dig some of the seaweed out of the way to find it. You were persistent. But the coffer seems to be locked and stuck to the wall.
what's the coffer?
Like
Chest.
a chest or lockbox.
Okay. So it's locked in the stone.
It is.
Our magic user, Lul, might be able to...
Hold on, he is a dwarf.
Oh yeah, he is a dwarf. Yes.
He can dwarf things.
And this is a apparently old dwarven thing.
Yeah.
Does he know the secret let it go button?
Yeah.
Let's see if he finds out.
I mean, the first attempt is to just rip it out.
Sure.
That
Give
sounds like a
me
dwarf thing to do.
athletics check. See if you can defeat its construction.
That's 17 again.
Nice.
Okay, as you're pulling at it, you feel something pop in your back. It's like,
Ow.
nope, not that way.
You now have a lifelong injury.
Oh, he's young. He'll heal.
Yeah.
I am using my giant smite and trying it again.
Okay. Give me another athletics roll.
So now I have advantage. So that's 19.
19 total.
No, I have advantage, so roll twice, but 19 plus 3, so 22.
Okay.
And I grew to
That-
the size of Flash.
Okay, so the dwarf got angry, grew up, and screams. Does a Hulk-like scream as
I was
you hear
gonna
the
say
sound
horny.
of twisting metal and stone as the dwarf pulls the coffer off the wall, spraying the contents everywhere.
Oh no.
No.
The contents being
Well,
There are 6 silver masks in the shape of a shark's head, 4 golden gongs, and 4 necklaces with coral beads.
And a partridge in a pear tree?
I think those are hi. Here's how to do stuff in water for people who aren't water people.
I think that's like, oh, we're
Possibly.
a secret cult.
Well, there's that
Sounds
too.
like culty stuff.
Yeah. But are they magical? Pick it all up and put it back in the box then. Or put it in a bag.
There's no way to put it back in the box because
Okay,
the box
because
is
the box
half
is
on the
now
wall.
bits.
And
Okay. Yes. Put them in a bag. Put them in my
Yeah.
special bag.
And as you see that, you feel the room sort of sound disappear for a moment. As you don't even hear your own heartbeat. And then
Okay, what did I touch to make that happen?
a rush of air in your direction as pieces of shark go flying by.
Oh. Sorry.
What goes flying by?
Pieces of
Shark.
shark.
Bits of shark. They gibbed.
Okay.
They gibbed the shark.
Sorry, things got a little bit shocky and slowly boomed. We got some chum now.
Well, you dismissed an avatar of a god.
And now you've got the collar. You taking out god avatars again?
I'm sorry. It's just what I do.
Well, that's fair enough.
Wait, did I know?
Rani Avatar's Bane.
Did I know the name of the god?
Well, the avatar's known as the Maw of Shekala.
More as in M-A-W?
Yep.
More? Okay. Cool.
Yeah, Sharkmore. More of Shekola.
And one of the favourite tricks of them is to cause water tornadoes to send them inland.
Ah,
Sharknado.
yeah.
And this is one way of the shark people taking out islanders.
The Sharknado.
I love it.
So,
Okay. But it's not a big deal. Just destroying an avatar of a god.
and protecting your people.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be a while before it comes back.
Yes.
So, this compass thing is not here?
Nope, looks like it's not
Does
here.
not appear to be here.
Yep. Where were the other places
No.
we could see?
I guess the throne
Yeah.
is the next guess.
So I will give
The-
our dwarf an engineering or intelligence check.
Yeah. The
Okay.
stuff we got there, what was it?
Um,
4 or 6 shark masks?
6 shark masks.
Yeah.
Some
Right.
necklaces.
4.
4 necklaces and 4 gongs.
Yeah.
I knew there was a third thing, but I couldn't remember what it was.
So it was
19
19.
total.
Okay, Brumdrum thinks that if they were to have a treasury, it would be somewhere near the arena.
Okay.
Of course.
The place
Yeah,
that's
I'm telling
full
this.
of Sahuaghin.
And Druzzle says 7 minutes.
Right.
Let's start moving faster.
Yeah, let's go for the arena.
Yep.
So we are taking those What was it?
The masks, the necklaces,
and necklaces and gongs, because
And
they're
I've-
all silver.
and I've already put them in a safe bag.
Okay. We're leaving behind that Outa of the god.
Unless you want chum, and
Well, there's no body parts left, considering it imploded as it unsummoned.
and I believe
So no-
Marnie's taken its necklace as a trophy.
So not even shark teeth as trophies.
I was gonna say if
A
the
shark tooth necklace from an avatar would be amazing.
would be sick.
Would
if the
only
co-
survive if you kept the avatar alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
When was the avatar unsummoned, all the pieces go
If-
with it.
If
Yeah.
I was gonna say
That's
if
a
the collar
pretty-
was left behind, Lonnie would try to take it, but if not,
Yeah,
then
no.
not the big deal.
The
She
collar
wants,
was left behind.
she
would
grabs
have
it and
to-
goes.
We would have to do a representation of it, which is easy enough to do.
Yeah. Really look at the double
Especially
collar
since-
since it was two-headed.
Might have gone around the base of the double head.
That makes sense.
So, they do have a picture of what it looks like.
Ooh, cool.
So there's the double-headed shark.
Oh yeah, that looks cool.
Right.
I can kind of see it. Yep.
Yeah.
I need better
Fun.
glasses.
It's a pretty dark picture.
So, heading towards the arena, as you go there, you can hear the beat of the arena
Mm-hmm.
and battle going on. But as you enter the arena itself, you start to see people getting pushed out of the arena.
Mm-hmm. With the water.
Because the water's running.
Yeah. Because Drazzle.
Yep. But we've only got
Okay.
7 minutes left, so we need to move faster and faster.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will move at
Do I-
whatever speed we can.
And getting into the arena itself and emptying it of all combatants is quite satisfying for your companion,
Yeah.
as he purposely shoves all the beasts into the open and just watch them just plop into stagnation.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fun.
Stay away from thrashing teeth.
Yes.
But otherwise, walk in there. They all do that. We win. Right, now.
All right, we went.
So-
Okay, yeah, I'm the champion now. Where's the
Where's the treasure?
Actually,
So-
Drazzle's the champion because he's the one who... Anyway, let's go and do the thing.
Yeah.
And out of the water, you see 3 large drakes come out.
So what?
That'll be
Drakes.
fun.
3 drakes.
They
Coming at us.
coming out of the water.
Yep.
They are the size of horses.
I was gonna say
I'll
they don't
move
look
to the front.
as friendly as other drakes we know.
While they all look at Calcrix and bow.
Yep.
Oh, your friends.
Yeah.
Followers.
Well,
They tend
Minions.
to.
You see a shimmering white one that almost looks like it's coated in mithril.
Wow.
Ooh.
Metallic.
You see a one that is so black as night you can't actually see any of its any reflection coming from
Yeah.
it whatsoever.
So it's
Almost
like,
And-
absorbs light.
like using
But
that
you
blackest black
sort
paint.
of you know where it's looking at you because you just know.
Yeah.
But besides that, it just looks like the entire space is blacked out.
The 3 drakes sound pretty special.
And the third one is the biggest of the 3 of them, and it is a sparkling blue-like gemstone, like
It's
sapphire.
like a sapphire.
Ooh, pretty.
That sounds really
They
nice.
seem to be friendly towards me.
You hear in
They
your
are.
head they're here to serve.
Okay. I ask them, have they seen, and I describe the thing we're looking for, the case with the sextants.
Or do they...
Or do they know where
how
to
to find it?
find it, or that kind of thing.
Hmm. Actually, on the...
They say they'll hunt and then they head off in different directions.
Okay. Hopefully they come back pretty quickly. In the meantime,
We keep doing
we'll
our thing.
keep doing our thing and have a search around for treasure.
yeah.
Okay, so the dwarf gets to make another intelligence check to see if he can figure out where from here he would expect the...
Treasure.
or make it a survival check, so you get the bonus if you got survival.
I don't think so. I gotta see.
So either intelligence or wisdom.
No.
Your choice.
So
Intelligence, definitely intelligence.
And make an intelligence check.
Okay, that's 15 now.
Okay, you don't think you're too far away from it, but you're expecting it to be hidden when you find it.
Okay, so how does do we just stand in the middle of the arena now? Or
I was gonna say that's where we are now, but I think we move forward. Can Lonnie make an investigation?
yeah, I was gonna
Lonnie
say
can make an investigation
we
check.
might all start searching around the room.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
pretty good. I got a 22.
Okay, so from everything the dwarf has said, you would expect the stuff to be hidden with the armory. Because where's the best place to defend something? Where all the weapons are.
Yep.
That is
Yes.
true.
Oh.
Though
Do I know it?
there are two armories you know of. The Champion's armory and the main complex's armory.
I would go for
I'm
the
gonna
champions.
guess the champions
armory.
Yeah.
Yep.
because that makes the most sense.
That's where you'd
Champion's
stick a
armory is
platinum,
also the smallest of the two.
Right.
which means Calcrix probably isn't going to fit in there.
I don't necessarily want to split up, but
We may have to.
well, no,
I
because
can stand
no,
outside
because
the
like
door.
we need Drazzle to move the water.
Yep.
So we'll go.
go to the champion?
I'm gonna say champions armory first because that makes the most sense.
Yep.
Okay. As you start to head off, Razzle says 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad that he's keeping time, but very aware of the time.
So we do everything at a trot.
So we sprint to the championship armory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Reaching the area where the Champion's armory is not too hard to get to. But getting in there, you see lots of Sahuaghin being shoved along the walls behind you.
Yeah.
Because
like
All squished.
I was gonna say like when you get like glass like
Yes.
Yeah.
because it looks as if
Yeah.
the Champion's armory is hidden at the back of the main barracks of the Sahuaghin.
Yeah.
That sounds like a reasonable way to guard it. Certainly.
Look at it this way: if a Champions wanted to get their stuff without permission, it'd be very hard to get it.
Yeah.
Especially if they wanted to leave something here.
Yes. And champions are tough, so they've got to have tough defences.
Now, as you enter the area, you see that there are quite a few things here. There are 2 racks running the length of the room, and each rack holds spears, tridents, and warhammers. More more ornate than you've actually seen before.
Cool. I look
Lonnie
magically. How
is-
much is this glowing?
All of them.
Wow.
I was gonna say Lonnie is like silently like in awe and crying that she can't take any of them right now because she's on a mission. But as a weapons expert, she's like, oh, it's beautiful.
Each of the 6 tridents here look as if they are the equivalent of yours.
I was
Ooh.
gonna say they're probably equivalent, if not better than mine. So it makes sense.
Although yours may be more magical.
These might be as magical.
Well, I can see that. But
Well,
if they are, I'm not going to say.
But Lonnie,
Yeah.
it's like going. It's like me going to the Disney store. I'm just like, oh, it's all so nice.
Yes.
I want everything.
That's
yes.
me,
I
right?
do,
But
I
I'm
do actually
limited.
have a spell on my list which would be useful, but I haven't memorised it. It's called Enhanced Greed.
Ah.
It's the draconic ability to just sense treasure.
Well, that's this.
That would have
But
been.
I don't
yeah,
have the spell.
That's fine.
and you see that each of the spears remind you of stories that you've heard, as do the tridents. And there's a bunch of warhammers with shark motifs that have been the center of horror stories most of your life.
Still
Brom likes the warhammers.
Yeah.
whereas the
Yes.
spears and tridents are used equally amongst the surface and
Okay.
ocean dwellers. The
Yeah.
hammers here are all in the sharp motif
Yeah.
of used by people who seek destruction and
And hit people on land because they're not useful underwater.
No.
I think I want to take some of those.
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
would do. But
I'm guessing it's a Warhammer Shackleton.
yeah,
Was likely.
yeah.
Quite possibly.
I was gonna say it might not be wise to take one.
Yeah. No, leave those because in this land, or this country, they would be bad. We'll get you another one.
We'll get you one that's not going to be bad and that's more powerful.
Lonnie would point you out to the spears or tridents.
Yeah. But it's a dwarf.
But
not a
it's,
warhammer.
I know, trying to get a dwarf away from a
And,
warhammer.
yeah,
is
getting a dwarf
impossible.
away from a swung weapon is just not happening.
Yeah.
you can swing the spears and the tridents.
That's true. Badly.
But it's just not
Anyway,
the same impact.
No.
We're trying
Well,
to move along.
We
We're
keep
moving.
moving. We'll get you a
We've
battle
got
Yes.
6 minutes.
You do think that most of the stuff in here is probably worth more than a battleship.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, we know that, but we also know to take it is probably not worth the battleship
It's
it's
called
worth.
grabbing it
we
on the way
also
out.
no, we don't have the volume to carry it all.
No, we don't have the capacity to carry.
We could
I have 2 arms. What are you talking about?
get all the speeds. you
Look,
actually
we
make
know
you
Lani-
actually make a persuasive point, but let's get our thing first.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, we need to get our thing first.
Yeah, sorry, I got
If we can
distracted by the
grab-
shiny warhammers.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta be
Well,
careful about
That's
that.
where Lonnie just kind of like pats you on the back. She's like, same. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to
But
say,
yes,
you two can
on
share a moment of commiseration.
Yes.
So while you're talking, you see Dressel pick up one of the tridents.
Okay.
Yep.
Why that one, Russell?
What's up with that?
He just says, Dressel left behind.
Wow. There
Oh,
you
okay.
As you see ice fall over it.
Oh,
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
cool.
Okay.
And then you feel the pressure in the room double.
Yeah, like.
Was that you, Drazzle?
No,
Well,
spear.
Sorry?
Oh, the
The
spear did that.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is that spear? Just for interest's sake.
Mine.
Okay, thank you. Right, let's keep going.
I was going to say, while everyone's drooling over hammers and stuff like that, I am looking for this
Dressel
box.
makes spear later. Well, trident later.
Which yeah.
He needs it. to
Left
make it
behind
later.
earlier.
Yes.
He left behind earlier, but he's not going to make it until later.
Which is why it's now covered in ice, because time has done weird shit.
I'm looking for
By the way,
this treasure.
on
Yes.
the shark tooth necklace.
So
Yeah.
as you're
I have
walking, you hear
fabric
Dressel say
colours.
5 minutes.
Yeah, that's why. While you
Yeah.
guys are all
Visual
distracted
style.
by this shit, I am.
Like it,
I
and
am. I'm used to
have
ignoring all the pretty stuff. I've got to do it all
skills
the
in doing
time.
art stuff, so I could make it
My capacity to ignore all the pretty stuff and not let it slow me down has been honed over the years.
Yes.
As you about to move into this room, you see about 12 sharks going out of the room backwards
right.
Okay.
as
this is
the
water.
water's just rushing out.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
They seem to be swimming as hard as they can against the current, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
still going
I
backwards.
I step out of the way of said sharks.
And they're going down stairwells in front of you.
Ah, poor sharks.
Yeah, I do feel sorry for the sharks
I
somewhat.
don't.
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
Just a little bit of sorry. Not a
Lonnie,
lot of
respect-
sorry.
Lonnie
just a little
respects natural sharks, but does not respect sharks under the orders of others.
And as you look in there, you see that this room is full of rope, hides, nails, racks of weaponry. You can see more war hammers, daggers, spears, tridents, javelins. This probably has enough to fully equip a battalion of Sahuaghin
I was gonna
in this
say,
one room itself.
are these
Wow.
ones a little less fancy, but
They
it's
don't
a
have
lot?
any ornaments on them whatsoever,
Mm.
but they
Okay.
are. There's just so many of them here. You think
Mm.
the entire stadium could be equipped with
With
3 or
everything
4
in it.
sets of weapons
Wow.
from here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
No boxes though, or any indication of chests or anything
Something special.
might hold a compass and sextant and
Well, everything here
cartography.
is in such an orderly manner. It boggles the mind just how neat everything's been stacked, even though the water's been rushed out of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna keep.
An OCD person's dream.
Yes.
You did describe them as German earlier, so this makes sense. Okay. So we're gonna push on, and we're just gonna try to find.
So I'll give Calcrix an investigate
Right.
as well as Brumdrum.
I'm gonna have to borrow dice because
Okay.
my dice are.
But
Investigation.
Brumdrum gets advantage because of the structure.
Oh, that's not good. I think it's a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a 4, so it's not good. No matter how much I add to that.
That's 22.
Oh, thank goodness.
Falcons is distracted by the sharks.
Yeah, I was distracted by the sharks. Because,
That.
yeah, 4, and I think the most I can add to that might be a 10. So.
Okay, so as you are looking around, Calcrix is too busy counting. As you can hear numbers just coming out of Calcrix, trying to figure out stuff. And she's up to about 400 spears by the time Brumdrum says, "Ooh, secret door."
No.
Oh. That's a good distraction.
Good. Ooh, secret door.
And there's a grinding sound as a wall opens, and you realise that it probably would not have opened if water had been in the room.
Ah, that's a nice trick.
Oh.
So for an underwater people to create
A secret door that can only open without water is.
Doesn't make sense.
No,
Yep.
it makes perfect sense. It means no one can open it unless they know how to remove water from the room.
and that would be their priests.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're the ones with the big water moving abilities.
Because
Okay,
they use it
okay.
to get their allies onto shore to attack
Yeah.
surface dwellers.
That's right. They're using the same spell that Drazel's using.
Okay, makes sense.
So yeah, but it means that anyone who isn't one of these priests who comes down here and tries to break in isn't going to get anywhere.
So,
So
we go in there.
Yep.
So inside you see sitting on nice dry cushions on pedestals made out of a shimmering gold.
Sounds very, very pretty.
yes,
Very luxurious.
You see 2 platinum and pearl coronets of sea elf design, basically elven crowns.
those
Okay.
are supposed to be here.
You see a fine pearl necklace here. And by the way, all these radiate magic.
Do we see the thing we're looking for?
You see, well, I'm going through what you see because most of you are drawn to what you
Yeah.
see first.
This is the shiny thing.
Okay.
You see 2 gold wristbands inlaid with diamonds that look like they're a matching set. On another, each of these is on their own pillow,
Okay.
though the 2 gold wristbands are together. You see on another one a silver ring bearing a symbol of one of the ocean nations. And on the last one you see a mithril box.
Oh, this sounds like our box.
Yes. Looking at the pedestals and other places around the room magically, because there's going to be defences in here. Well, there's probably going to be defences in here.
Yeah,
Does
they're
the box
definitely
look
gonna
like
be
it has like it's locked?
It doesn't have a lock, it doesn't have a hinge.
Oh, so it's just like an open.
It's not open. Looks like an entire single piece of
Oh,
metal.
it's like it just looks
Okay.
like
It's going to have a trick open.
And as the world looks around the room, he sees that the pedestals themselves radiate abjuration magic quite strongly.
I mentioned this.
What counteracts abjuration magic?
Abjuration magic is the counter for most magic.
Yeah.
So all dispels and protective spells are abjuration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the looking at the chest of platinum, it's covered in moving symbols.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, that's what
Definitely have. Yeah. Well, look at the abjuration magic on the pedestal on that one. What does that abjuration magic do? Because I'll have to look at it for a couple of rounds, but I'll.
It protects anything put on top from detection.
Ah, which means my detective spell wouldn't have actually done anything.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So whatever's sitting on top of the pedestal no
Cannot
longer
be
exists as far as the world's concerned.
Yeah.
Cool.
What?
Right. So get my bag, get it close, over the top of the pedestal, and then move the box into it.
The box won't fit.
Oh, you couldn't quite get around that one, could you? Even with your special bag.
The box is more than 2 feet. It is across. Pooh!
How big is the box?
The box is about 3.5 feet by about
Okay.
7 feet.
Oh,
Right. It's not
That's
okay.
What the fuck?
That's a crate.
I was gonna say
that's-
that's
box.
I was thinking.
I described it as a chest to begin with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without hinges.
Sorry. Yeah. Chest.
Yeah.
That
So
or bigger.
7 by
It's-
3.5.
Are we
It's-
sure that it's a
It's the size of a.
chest
It's
and
the size and
not
shape
a
of a coffin.
sarcophagus?
Yeah, it could be a sarcophagus that size.
Well, if it's-
7
if it's-
feet.
If it's specialised, if it's navigation tools,
So,
could be a stand. But yeah, weirdness.
what do we see in this box? Some strange.
Well,
So it looks to be just a box made out of mithril with no hinges, lid, or lock.
yeah.
Is this,
All right, I'll help-
does Lani get a sense that this is
Do we
the
think we
box?
can just lift it up and it's one of those boxes?
If it was in water, you probably could.
Okay.
But does this
Um,
give you a sense of looking like the box that these tools were in?
I was just shown tools. I was not shown any type of
yeah.
box.
With
Well,
aim,
you
with
might have
aim mithril
been,
and other
but
fun
not
stuff.
realise it.
Yeah. The other,
Might have
the
to roll an insight.
moving symbols over the box. Look at them.
Give me an insight roll.
Okay. That gets to halfway reasonable, but I'm going to use. Sorry. Are people happy with me using a reroll? Because I think it might be a good
I'm
idea.
happy if you use a reroll because it might help.
Yep.
I could activate my storm rune.
What does your storm rune give you?
You can invoke the rune as a bonus action to enter a prophetic state for 1 minute. Until it ends. When you or another creature you can see within 60 feet of you makes an attack, saving, or ability check, you can use reaction to cause the roll to have advantage or disadvantage.
And does that mean it takes you a minute to activate?
It's a bonus action,
Okay.
and then
Then
and
lasts
then
a
it's
Then it lasts a minute.
yeah.
Also, I'm going to use guidance on myself
Mm-hmm.
because I have guidance now.
Yeah, I've got guidance as well, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it only works one, but. So if you've given me advantage on it.
Yes.
So it's a little higher. Total is 23.
Okay, looking at it, you realize this is a secondary layer of protection. This box hides whatever's inside it from time.
So we've got
I
to get
tell people
that
that.
box open.
Wait.
This
So, but we can't take the box with us, can we?
we can, but the pedestal hides it from detection. The layer of protection of the box itself protects the inside of the box from time, and I have no idea how to get through that.
I don't
But if
think
we've
I
got the
do either.
box, we should be fine. Getting it out's going to be a bastard
Unless
because
I-
that's a big, heavy box.
I mean,
I
Rum
But you
Rum.
also believe the map is the key.
Ah, good point. I get the map out.
Okay. Looking at them magically, they have similar symbols. Just the map
Ah.
has them in a different order.
So maybe we need to change the order of the symbols on the box to match the map.
Sounds good.
No. Okay, the symbols, they're purely magical symbols with a magical representation and a little language, otherwise I'd be able to read it. So this is time for a history check. Because guidance again, because I've got it.
Yeah, advantage. as well.
Yep.
Oh, that maintains, does it? Brilliant.
Yeah, for a minute.
Or at least
Okay, cool. Oops. Put it in there. Okay, that's much better. Right, 30.
30. Looking at it, the reason you can't identify the symbols is they are representations of space, time, and location.
They're an address.
They're a representation of
Space, time, and location.
Location. Okay, so like a GPS type.
It's an address.
In time and space.
In time and space.
Yep.
So you believe that the item inside the box is hidden at a specific time and location, accessible through the box.
So we have to get the box to the right time and space, or what?
Yet you believe the box can access it anywhere in the world.
Yes, so we have to take the box.
No, the box doesn't have to be moved.
Oh, as long as I've got this, we can access what's in the box from anywhere.
Yes. And you believe whatever it hides is only accessible in that one instance of time. It's
Yes.
outside the time stream.
Okay.
But now that we have the map, we can exactly pinpoint where that is.
And when?
And then this is the key of where it is, and it's in. Okay, very perplexing. I'm just gonna say that is what it is.
Well, from your perspective, it's just a silver box.
Yeah, all I'm seeing is a box, but I'm just seeing Lil stare at it. And I know he has some
I'm
magic,
going,
so I'm just
and I'm
like,
going
okay.
deep and making notes.
And Drezel says 4 minutes.
Yes.
Yep.
Does Lonnie believe that she can take some stuff off the other pedestals?
Well, you could probably take everything else except for the big box.
Yeah.
The big box is the biggest thing here, but the least interesting thing here from your perspective.
Yeah.
Yes, and the most from mine. But yes, get everything else while I'm doing this. It won't be long. I have a good idea what I'm going to need to do to get access to this. We can't take the box, but we don't need to because I've got the address and I've made notes. And I've got in my ritual book a spell that will probably actually do what we need.
Lonnie doesn't know her magic stuff too well, so she'll ask Calpix what's the best stuff to take.
And if we don't, I can get Drizzle.
So Lonnie and
Yeah.
Calpix
All
are
of
a
it.
team today.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yes,
all
and
of
if I
it.
don't have the right spell, I can ask Drizzle to teach it to me. Or just get a scroll of it. But contact other plane, I think, might
So
do the
there's
job.
2 coronets, 2 bracelets.
Give me another insight roll. You still
I
get
can't
advantage on
remember
this.
anything else beyond
And
that.
guidance again.
So the 2 coronets, the crowns, 2 gold bracelets with diamonds in them,
I didn't
Yeah.
write it on.
Well,
and
the
that's,
advantage wasn't that useful.
that's
Not
all
that
I
time.
remember.
I
As
was
well.
gonna say, I can watch the video. Right?
Insight. Oops. Where are we? Get the other one. Insight gets me to there. So that is 28.
28. Okay, so with an insight, you believe that you can affect the symbols on the box because you can see them.
Even
Well
if I'm
done.
not with
Touch
the
and
box.
move?
You have to touch the box.
I've got to touch the box,
Yep.
but I can readdress the box.
Yep.
No.
Okay, so the map says where it is.
The map gives the location, but I can reset the location by resetting the symbols on the box itself.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can
It's-
address it to somewhere else
Yeah.
and someone else, and it will go there.
Yes.
So it'll move itself. As long as I get the addressing right, which I can do, which is not a real problem. So I do that.
Okay, as you touch the symbol, you see the symbol come out of the side of the box
Mm-hmm.
and be visible to everyone.
Yep.
And it seems to slide into place at one end of the box.
So there you go.
Cool.
Once you go through all 8 symbols,
Mm-hmm.
which is surprising considering the magic number here is 5, but they had 8.
Because there's a time component to it.
Hmm.
And yeah, that would be it would be enough for a good time component. Possibly direction. in time as well. Anyway,
Okay, so
so I
as
do
you
the thing.
as you put in the last one, you see that the box splits along the top,
Oh, nice.
Okay.
and it opens up.
Nice.
What's inside?
So
Inside, you see what looks to be a portal,
A portal.
about the size of about 1 foot wide.
Wow.
right, and
That is.
the portal is to, I'm presuming, where the items are.
Well, if it's only 1 foot, reach in.
I'm going to.
He might all the
Here's
way
where,
go.
here's where I lose my
Is
arm.
it, I was gonna say, is this really what makes the joke of the whole like reaching in like ah? Gotcha.
So you reach in and pull out a platinum sextant.
Yay!
Is there anything else in there? Just in case.
Punching down, no, there's nothing else there. There's very few things that can be hidden outside of time except for items of time.
Right.
Okay.
I wonder though whether it's
Will
going
it
to
go-
affect this, taking it out of its special box.
Will it go in my secret bag?
Possibly.
I'm going to try.
Okay.
Will my bag let it?
As you try to put it in your bag has that look of nope.
Okay, I'm used to that now.
Though it's probably the first time you've had something that looked really cool that a bag didn't want to taste.
Yes, there have been other things it didn't want, but yes, this is okay. Wrap this up in silk as well. Put in my pack. Actually, this is for you, isn't it?
And
Yeah.
what
Give
you
it to
find
Lonnie.
quite interesting is it's not this mortal sextant. It's
like
It's a
the big old
big
one.
ass
It's,
dog.
Yeah.
and it's not just a flat plane. It has a
Oh.
whole three-dimensional movement to it that
Yeah.
is.
How to
It
use
has a
with the map.
time reader as
You
well.
can use it with the map.
Yeah.
Yes,
And it has mounting points.
which means there's a mount we've got to find,
Uh,
and that's another part of it. Right. So you carry that. I'll carry this. I'll close the box back up,
Yep.
And we get the hell out of
and
here.
then we fuck off out of here.
Yep.
At which point your rune finishes after it's been going for a minute.
Yep.
Do we
Yes.
successfully take the other stuff?
You do pick up the other stuff without any problems.
Okay.
Cool. We're putting it on Calcus's horns and like Lana's holding on to that too.
I wouldn't necessarily wear stuff yet. It might be cursed. It's probably not.
Oh, probably
This
be a bad
is
idea, yeah.
this is probably battle loot from land attacks.
Yeah. We'll put it in our packs that we
Or
have.
from the other ocean nations.
Yeah.
Basically symbols of
That's
their
what we-
conquests.
That's when we just
Yes.
open up our packs and just like bleh, bleh, bleh.
So yes, so we're making sure we make proper enemies of these people, right?
So I'm assuming
We're certainly not going to be considered their friends.
are our Drake friends back outside?
They are looking in.
They found it. Good job.
Come
Excellent.
with me. We need to leave.
We need to leave at speed. We need to go out and find our rock ship pod thing.
Will my
Should be
drakes
just
help
outside.
get my less fast swimming friends towards the rock boat?
Well, if we run, we should be able to get out there.
Well, the next thing is we don't really know where we park this thing, do we?
I know exactly where we parked it because I
Well,
remembered it.
I was gonna say in Drowsy knows exactly where it is.
Yes.
If anyone doesn't
okay.
remember where it is, Drazzle does remember where it is.
Yes.
Okay, and how do we move in the air bubble in the water?
Well, we run along the ground and then we let the air bubble drop and then we get in the ship.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Let's see.
That's why I was seeing whether or not my drake friends would be willing to carry people.
yes.
Yeah.
Because
They'll move
they'll
faster through the
That's
water.
true. Yes. And on the ground.
Yep.
Okay, so before Lani knows what's happening, she's picked up by the scruff of her neck
By a
sounds
dragon.
about right.
by claws that are longer than her arms,
That sounds about right.
because drakes aren't small.
Yeah.
And then you're basically pushed through the air at higher speed than you're used to.
Yeah.
You're feeling like the little ragdoll being dragged along by a puppy.
Woohoo!
And I'm
Or maybe the puppy sticking its head out
I'm
the window.
100% for it, so I'm holding on to this. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
It does the same for Brumdrum and for Llewell.
How does
Brum.
Brum feel about going so fast?
Brum is feeling sick after being suffocated in the water and then flying at Mach speed in the air through the water.
Yes, because you've actually reached the water before Draswell can push it away.
Yeah.
Oh. Oopsie.
They are fairly fast.
There's a bit of motion sickness there.
And then the water disappears, and then you hit the water again, and then the water disappears, and then you hit the water again.
It's a bit like water torture, but not intentional.
Yeah.
As you find yourself coming up to a shelf looking out over an abyss.
Yep.
Do we know where we're going towards the ship?
As you look out, you see a corridor of water just part.
Okay, we just go wherever
We
the
go that
corridor
way.
of water parts.
Yes.
Except as you step, you start to fall into the water.
Oh, okay.
What?
Well,
Okay.
I can swim, I presume.
You can.
Oh, should I run or?
Well, you don't think the corridor is going to support you.
Okay, so how are we going to get through? I can fly.
Well,
Mm.
I
You can fly along it.
Yeah, that's probably yeah.
So you start flying along it.
I'm guessing I have to from based on what you said, and I'm
Right.
guessing the drakes can fly as well.
No, they can't.
Oh, they can't. Can I support all of everybody? So
You
they
could
don't-
probably carry 2 people.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to at least grab. What about the drakes though? I don't want them to drown.
They can't drown.
They can breathe underwater and they can swim. Okay. Lua's likely to be able to help himself breathe underwater, so I will probably grab Lani then. And is it Brum Drum or Brum Brum?
Brum Drum.
Brum Drum.
No?
Yes. With
Yep.
the
Yep. I'll grab Brum Drum and Lani once we reach that corridor so we don't fall to the bottom.
I'm going to grab a dragon so I get pulled through the water, because I can't make myself breathe water without spending time to do a ritual.
Well, you still haven't had
Oh, I
problems
see.
drinking water.
No, true. That's still going to be.
Unless, of course, you believe it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, no.
No, as long as
I
you
don't.
believe-
I don't disbelieve it. I can read that fine.
As long as
Yeah.
you believe.
Okay,
we
so
always
as you
believe.
reach the Drake, Drazzle grabs his frost trident into the water.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he wanted to die.
So does that turn everything to
He
ice?
doesn't throw it, he just jabs it into the water.
And
Oh.
freezes some of the water. I'm presuming.
And you see basically before you just water starting to ice over along the pathway.
Oh, okay.
So that way
Nice.
we can walk.
As
I-
you see the
I don't
dragon
need to
flying
grab
down
anyone
there
after
with
Yeah.
2 people.
Why do you always do this to me?
So the dragons are skating.
The dragon gets there first.
Yeah.
It's skating.
we're faster.
Yeah.
You're faster than he can do it.
Yeah.
He's letting the slow people keep up.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is great.
And so you seem to be moving through a circle of ice.
Cool.
A tunnel?
Awesome.
Not a tunnel, a
A
circle.
circle. Okay.
Because behind you it breaks up
Okay.
and it doesn't form fast enough in front of you for you to run ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll move at the same pace as the ice forms. I think.
And then you find it stop against something that you can't see.
Okay.
And there's our ship.
That's our ship.
We get in it before any of the Sahuaghin catch up.
Yep.
Well, they have trouble catching up because everything they throw you gets stuck in the ice.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It still doesn't give us a lot of spare time.
No.
Get motoring. Don't look at them
Yeah,
and go, ooh.
so we try to,
Yes.
I guess, find a way in. I guess.
Okay.
Brumdrum probably knows how to get in.
Yeah, obviously, because I was
Brother
used to
Louise
have this
knows.
ship so often.
he's just going up.
Yeah. Yep.
I was gonna
Right.
say probably getting on top of it is the easiest way in.
Yep.
Because it's open air.
Open to
Yeah.
the.
Is it invisible now, or do we see the ship?
Still
It's
invisible.
We can touch it.
Yeah.
And-
Touching for any like hatch or
You
opening
you
or,
find
like, a
the
handle.
top part and fall through the opening. Because like all
Yes.
dwarven things, it doesn't really have safety rails.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I
either
don't
in
need
it
that.
or out of it.
Yes.
I'm guessing dwarves are hardy enough that it's not a bad thing for them.
So, this is a convertible submarine that all we do is we just like, Dukes a hazard, slide across the hood, and then jump on in, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or you slide
Especially
across the hood and just go straight through the windshield.
Yeah, there you
Especially when there's ice involved.
go. Yeah.
So maybe not through the windshield, but up the windshield and then down into the.
Yes.
As you find that you now have a packed room.
Because it's got 3 drakes in it.
Well,
And
it's
the
now
four's
got
like-
5.
Oh yeah, because
Well,
there's
Drazzle's
horse.
Drazzle's horse as well. Who's,
and
they're
yeah,
all,
elk
everyone's horse
skin.
sized.
Elk skin.
Elk skin.
Yes.
Sorry, what? Who's here?
So
Dra-
Jeremy's
Dra-
character has a horse that
Uh,
is a drake.
Oh, it looks like an elk.
It looks
It's an
like
elk.
Looks like an elk, sorry,
Yes.
but is yeah.
But
And
it's actually a drake.
Welcome to D&D.
The thing is, it's a European elk, so it's as big as a dragon.
And
They're
then
huge.
Drazzle has a draft horse that's secretly a drake.
Yes.
Not so
Oh,
secretly,
really?
everyone knows.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just freaks people out when they see a draft horse constantly doing stuff because he likes the illusion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we should be going before those other sea
I will
creatures
say
catch up.
one thing. It's
Let's
only warm in
pedal.
here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
I was gonna say, let's get to the surface.
Right. Vroom. Please, Mr. Driving Dwarf.
Yeah, I mean somebody has to start the engines.
All right, I'll
So
pedal.
yeah,
Somebody pedal. You pedal.
everybody pedals.
Everybody, yes. Everyone pedals. There's pedals. We do it.
and then try to navigate this thing.
As you're pushing buttons, nothing seems to work. But I give everyone a perception roll while you're doing that.
Yep. I got 18.
I don't have dice.
You're the better perception.
I got 11.
I'm gonna make you use the.
Perceptibles.
You know the only reason I can't access my dice is because of you. I wonder if I've got D20s in that bag. Let's see. I might indeed have a D20 in here.
Yes. 29.
29 is a good roll.
Yes. 16 on the dice was on the
Got
D20
it.
was a nice start.
I can't read it though. Yeah, that's why I don't use these dice very often.
14.
He won't let me re-roll it though. It says
You can
14.
you can re-roll it if you want to with your flashy dice.
It's 14 though, so that's probably
You'll,
like
you'll,
a
if you
24.
re-roll, you'll accept the worst roll.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If I re-roll and it's worse, you'll probably make me accept the worst roll. So
Okay, so
I'll
yes,
just go with the 14 that I got.
yeah.
As you're looking around, what did you get for?
11.
Oh, it was 14.
What
No,
did
you
get
got
for
11.
that?
I got
yeah, I
I
think
got
my
29.
perception's
So
10.
29.
I'm just gonna get
Okay, so yes, a few of you looking around, not really noticing much, and then Luell notices what looks to be a giant squid coming out of the depths below you, heading towards the keep in the side of the mountain that you see was the Sahuaghin's home.
They've released the Kraken. Okay.
Somebody's released the Kraken on them.
Haha.
I tell everybody
As
else.
You have a feeling that the avatar you destroyed was probably the thing you were there to take out.
Oh,
Yeah.
handy.
Cool. Well done, Lani.
Good
Yeah.
job. Hey, Calkers.
Yeah.
High five.
High five.
You did what we were there to do. Brilliant.
we
We didn't have to go back in and finish the job. Well,
That
thank
was
you,
that
Avatar,
a
was
team
a-
attack or a Lani attack?
That was a team attack.
Team attack.
I was gonna
Okay.
say
Because both of you decided it was probably a good thing to do,
Yeah.
so you both managed to do
I was
it.
gonna
Yeah.
say that was a Calkers and Lonnie team up.
Double
right
up.
there.
Yeah. Tag team.
As you see it, its long limb wrap around the castle and just start pulling it into the abyss.
I
Oh,
don't
dear.
think anyone's going to worry about what we've just done very much.
No.
I think
So,
Lonnie's feeling
just to
happy with
recap
everything.
this, we went in there, stole a bunch of things, and then this Kraken just
Yep.
fucked the whole thing up.
Yes, before anyone has told anyone else what we've done, or, even have, or
Lonnie's-
even have discovered what we've done.
Lonnie's slightly sad. She's like, The weapons.
Yep.
Yep.
There was so good weapons.
Well, you just
And
have to fight a kraken to get them.
Good.
And you told me I couldn't get a warhammer.
Yeah, well,
A
the
half-ton
thing is
mithril
if
time
you
lock
had
box.
taken a warhammer and brought it back to the fortress that you've got, the kraken probably would have chased after you to get it back.
But how good is a kraken on land?
Yeah, we're not on land yet.
You have watched the Lord of the Rings, haven't you?
Take into account, this thing's just ripped a citadel and pulled it down into the water. We're not in a citadel.
No.
So, yeah.
And
We'd lose.
from the perspective of the thing, it is the size of the Tarask in size. It would be the one of the eldest kraken.
So it's actually an explanation for why a Tarask has spines. It's defense against the kraken.
Yeah, the terrorist
The Tarask is a creature of battle.
was a world creature.
I was gonna say, so
Yeah.
this is a creature of
A titan.
time and water.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a titan.
Each of the titans have their purpose,
And this was probably it.
Yep.
and so far you've awoken 2 titans.
Well, did we awaken the first one? That
Well,
happened
he was-
in Wednesday's
He
game.
was he was a little bit awake before.
Right.
He wasn't acting with
He
anything.
wasn't acting, and
But
then we
you
destroyed.
took the avatar out.
No, we destroyed the fortress,
Yes.
and then it just kind of reached up and crushed it. And now this one, we took out the avatar, and then the squiddy dude just like.
So Lani Awakener of Titans.
There you go.
She
You
does
do
what
believe
is-
that the other one was asleep until you took out the
the bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, because some of
Oh, no, because-
some of them will walk in their sleep.
Because
Yes.
it was
We turned off the
Who
thing.
did-
Because Dracula
Yes.
destroyed the throne, and that was the thing that awoke him.
Yeah.
And then this was us taking out the avatar, awoken this one.
Yeah.
So last one was Dracula, this one was Lion Calcrix.
So we all get the title.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the team is the Awakener. of
I
Titans.
feel that as a group we
There
can
was a
share.
picture of its version of the Pokemon battle,
That's
Okay.
just so you can see online if I can actually.
Nice.
Get the camera to show it. There we go.
The dissect. Yep.
Horrible, scary thing.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yep.
So is awakening titans a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, Titans generally
Good for us,
awaken.
bad for our bad guys.
Are known to awaken about once every 100 to 1,000 years, and that's a Titan at a time. And
What?
now you've heard of
Yeah.
3 Titans awakening in the same year, which is unheard of.
Which is
And yeah, and it's one of the things that's basically marking us as heroes to take note of, and also possibly heroes to target. So we have to be a bit
Not
careful.
possibly. We are heroes to target.
In the storylines of the great heroes who became gods of energy, they interacted with multiple Titans through their lifetime.
Yeah.
They're the only people who have known to have interacted and survived
Ah.
with multiple Titans.
Well, we haven't really interacted with one per se.
No.
Technically, you've interacted with 2.
Well, that's
because
true.
you've done.
We've-
Interaction doesn't mean talking, doesn't
No,
mean
true.
fighting,
We
doesn't
haven't-
mean.
yeah.
But you've been in their presence, and you can live to tell the tale.
Yeah.
Yes.
Defeating a Titan doesn't mean you fight it.
Yes. We're doing more making our names.
We're getting to that point where we could possibly be gods if we're heroic enough, except nobody saw what we just did.
Yes.
So,
Good
no
at this
godhood
point.
for us. But yeah, good in the sense of not as many enemies.
Though Russell does say 3 to go.
3 to go.
3 Titans.
Yep.
Well, three bits of map stuff.
I was gonna
is
say
the other
3.
Cultures.
Yeah.
3 cultures, 3 more bits of map, and 3 Titans, because
Oh,
each one's
sorry.
going to be involved with part of an ethnic.
He's pulling out another book though, which may or
Tell you
may
what, I
not
want
be
to keep
good.
that bloody time lock box, and it's gone now.
So our fortress wasn't starting up and going anywhere?
I mean,
Well, we pedalled along.
I'm.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
is the engine on yet? Because last time I started pedaling, it's started to light up and everything.
Okay, so you're getting to start pedaling,
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
and after about 10 minutes of pedaling, it starts to light up again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it was attached to the previous thing before,
that's true.
and it's been sitting here running on power.
Yeah, somebody left the
Because he didn't
lights
turn.
on.
Yes, he didn't turn.
Well, it was still
Well-
invisible, and
The invisibility
invisibility.
takes power.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yes.
we probably needed the invisibility
Oh, God,
on
yes.
it anyway.
Yes,
So.
And-
I'm fine with pedaling for 10 minutes at that point because there's no one chasing us.
Yeah.
then you realise the other cultures involved are the Mirror who you first met,
Miro. Yep.
Uh huh.
the elves of the ocean who you've never actually interacted with as your people,
Mm.
because they've been so far removed from what you know.
Yeah.
You've never actually gone in, and dealt with the underwater races in that way.
Mm.
No.
And the sea elves are not very. They're the least likely to go into under the Shadow Realm or into the forests.
Yeah.
And then there are the Corporu, who Lani know of are almost like they look like the Elithid or the squid-faced people of the
Oh.
sea.
Oh, so we got Davy Jones walking around.
Yeah.
And what were they called?
The Corporu,
Corpuru.
Kopru.
Yeah. Corpuru.
Corporu.
Okay.
Which means
Okay. Corpuru.
they're only vaguely like a. Only vaguely like an Elithid.
Depends on which version of the game you're looking at.
Oh,
The original
okay.
D&D has different stuff for it.
Yeah.
But that gives them a good enough representation of a sea Elithid is the easiest way to describe it.
That's
without
true.
going
It's got
into
tentacles
the-
around the mouth. In fact, if you look at that and look at a Elithid, you go, yeah, okay, there are similarities.
I like the mind flayers.
Mind Flayer is
Mind
basically
Flayer.
a land one of these, if you want to think of it that way, because they've always got wet skin.
Yeah.
It's these things, but they've managed to take over humanoid bodies.
They are the that is a natural body there.
That's what I'm saying, though. The natural body on a Elithid is not humanoid.
That is very.
An Elithid that grows up without a humanoid body actually ends up looking like one of these.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just they're not as intelligent.
Yeah.
So it's basically a parasitic version, a derivative of one of these.
And so from the Arendi's perspective is the Sahuaghin are the nightmare fuel. Are your boogeyman.
Yeah.
The Corporu make them look like they're the kitty cats of the sea.
Right.
As every race has stories of the demons of the sea.
Yeah.
And that's what they refer to these guys as.
Gotcha.
Even the devilfish know to tread carefully around them. And they're considered the
Okay.
worst thing down
Yeah.
And we're not encountering them right now, but we may encounter them.
Yeah.
there. You're expecting that they're one of the places that the as at Santiosval has tried to corrupt.
Yeah.
Because if they went on any sort of murder spree, very few things can stop them.
Okay. So
And then you said the first people we interact with the Marrow.
The
so
mirror, because
are
they're
we
involved in the
expecting-
war.
Yes.
King Blowcrow?
You're expecting either him or one of his advisors.
Hmm.
So that was going to be
Because
a little bit more subtle.
each time you've been looking at it, it's either the person in charge who's new,
Yep.
or in this case, the avatar of who was advising them of what their god wanted them to do.
Yeah.
So we've got to encounter both these two races in order to finish off our tasks
And
under the water
and
game.
the seals.
3.
And the seals.
Sea
Sea
elves.
elves.
Sea
Sea
elves.
elves.
Yes.
Oh, sea elves, as in elves of the sea.
Hey, we haven't seen them. They might as well be seals.
Well, yes. Elves are awfully cute.
What if they're manatees?
They
Ah.
could be.
Ooh. Or narwhals.
Yeah,
The
there you go.
unicorns of the
Well,
sea.
Narwhals would be no.
Narwhals do
No.
work with the seals.
Let's just say no.
There.
No to narwhals
Why?
because they got a great big jabby thing in which to kill us with.
Oh.
But they're the unicorns of the sea, no?
Exactly. That
But-
that horn is very long and,
And
very
there
sharp.
is
and
But
very
a
they cause
Titan
it
narwhal
And very
in
sensitive.
the ocean storylines,
Right.
big enough to sink a fleet. That's
Wow.
right.
That's a honking big novel.
Basically, it could take out a boat with its horn or bite.
Sounds
Yep.
cool.
Yes.
He's causing commotion because he is so awesome. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, it said he sunk the Tyranny fleet that had originally attacked the Arundi Islands.
Ah, okay.
Once the people rose up and threw them out, the boats never made it to their destination.
Makes sense.
Wasn't even wreckage left behind.
Haha. Got eaten. Okay, so I guess we get.
We've got our booty. We need to get
We
out
know
of here.
where one of them is. Well, actually, no. We don't actually know. We just been there before, but we don't actually know the directions.
All legends of the Copperers say that they live at the bottom of the trench.
Yep.
So, oh, that's worse. That's
Yep.
way worse.
No one has ever ventured down and come back.
Sounds like something that we've got to do, though.
Yes.
And we are at the closest point of the trench.
Yep.
I don't like this.
We have to follow the Kraken down then.
Yes.
Maybe the Kraken will give us a ride.
Yeah.
You might get a little squeezy, I think.
It's just cuddling.
That's a
Friendly
really
cuddles.
friggin' big cuddle.
Yeah, I.
I do think we need to follow the Kraken down.
Yeah, I think that's something.
But
that we're gonna
not
have to
too
do.
far down. That's the issue. You don't want to go too far down.
Yeah, this is going to be tricky because, are we subject to water pressures? Can we go down in our fortress? I'm gathering not because it's open air.
Oh, no.
so-
The fortress has a bubble above it so it can move through the water
Yeah,
without moving the water around it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It can also move through stone, so
That's yeah. Which means we can go into an island and then go up to the surface.
So it's, yeah.
Wow.
Depends on if you hit the volcano part of it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Let's not do that.
Yeah,
You
no.
might find yourself out a little faster than you intended.
Yeah.
Lava.
but if you can move through stone, can you move through lava as well?
You do not know.
Yeah. Well,
It
that's
does- it
what I'm
does-
saying. Do we know if this thing can take the pressures of going down into the trench? Do we take it down with us?
Well,
So
it
far,
may
it's
be
seen
the
that
only
it
way to
can
do it.
that it can handle it.
I mean, what's the other option?
Well, technically, we can just try it and see whether or not we come out with it.
Yeah, actually, the way it moves through water and basically ignores the fact the water's there.
There.
It
I
ignores
think
the
it's just
currents.
ignoring
It
ignoring
ignores
current. It's
pressure
going
as
to ignore
well.
pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
well, I guess
Um,
we keep pedaling and maybe follow the Kraken.
And we have to follow down into the trench and look for other, I guess,
Bad guys.
encampments
Yeah.
before we end up in the wellspring of time.
Yeah. We want to go down, but we don't want to go all the way.
Otherwise, we might find ourselves stuck and or all throughout time.
I suspect what will happen is if Drazzle can, he'll have to turn back time, but if he can't, well, we're
yeah.
screwed.
Okay. So you start heading down. As you start heading down, you see the dwarven fortress slide into the trench behind the Kraken.
Uncontrollably, or at a
Well,
fairly
it's
okay
no longer
pace?
holding on to it anymore. It's just going by its own way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And
which means it's also going to be breaking up.
you do think that it probably predated the dwarven civilization,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because there were two dwarven civilizations that were well known about. The first one was destroyed,
Yep.
Ah. Okay.
and all the dwarves that exist now are not related to the previous dwarves at all.
That's right.
We are not what?
The second generation, the second civilization of dwarves are not related genetically to the first civilization of dwarves.
Two entirely different people.
They're completely different species.
Okay.
Interesting that they both came out looking like dwarves, though.
Well, I think one set of dwarves is actually from another world.
I know the other set of dwarves were here beforehand.
Yeah, I know.
And then the other one's just
Well, they're both here at the
that
same
way.
time.
When one died off,
Yeah.
the god
Yeah, I
of
know,
dwarves created
but-
the other.
Right,
So
The better version.
create a new lot which may or may not have been able to
They
crossbreed
had
with
dwarves
first ones, but it
2.0.
doesn't matter.
There's a side effect on the dwarves of this world.
Mm.
They are resistant to healing magic.
Oh.
Resistant to healing magic.
Yes, they are resistant to all magic in a way, but specifically healing magic.
Okay.
Great.
That doesn't sound good.
They're also resistant to necrotic magic
That
has its
sounds
uses.
better.
Yes.
But no, that makes sense.
because
Well-
they and radiant magic.
They're all, they're also really tough as well because the cons are usually pretty high. So
They are made to be radiation resistant, as they were created around the time of Blackmoor.
yeah.
Blackmore being the
An
guy
explosion
who's...
of a
High-tech
nuclear
stuff.
device.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they'd actually have an interesting reaction with Rad.
So you've really got to know your history
Oh yeah,
to understand what's going on to any degree here.
yeah. And as a player, I've got maybe a fifth of the knowledge that's going to be used. Maybe I've done some
Yeah.
reading.
And you've
So-
got a memory. I don't have a good
Yeah.
memory at all. So
And I bring in everything you should know when you need to know it,
Yeah,
so you can make different decisions if you need to.
informed
Yeah,
choices.
but given Claw's skill at history, it's worthwhile as a player me going and watching Mr. Welch's videos on things like dwarves.
yeah.
Well, there is a place called the Hollow World with ancient torches.
Yep.
Still has a thriving civilization of the first dwarves. And they have a
Yes.
completely different disposition to the dwarves in the Outer World.
Yep, and people have visited there, which means there's going to be stuff written about the travels.
They are
And did you also...
nomadic dwarves that have high humour and expression.
And did you see there
cool.
was Nithian stone
There
hollow?
are, yes.
There are.
Yeah.
And even Black
they're-
Morians.
Yes, although the Nithians in the Hollow World aren't the necromancers.
No,
the
they're
late
different.
outside ones were, because they were reverted to pre-necromancy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so as you're
Anyway.
going down, you see outside getting darker and darker, even to your visions,
Yep.
until you seem to pass through blackness.
Okay.
Okay.
So dark vision doesn't do anything.
Well, you're gonna have something to be able to see,
And there's no light down here.
and dark vision allows you to see in the dark,
Yeah.
but it's just black around you.
Yeah. So if I do light, does that have an effect? Can we then see?
You can see streaks of stuff moving past you.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Streaks of
I
anything
cast
means
dancing
there's
lights.
something out there in the water.
That's why I don't like it.
Dark vision cannot see through a cloud.
Would
Yeah.
dancing lights do anything at all? Or probably not.
Cheer you up.
Yeah, it'll cheer you up.
How about we have a look on the map
Yeah,
so we see what's going on?
because that'll give us depth both of where we are and where we're going.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say this is a good idea.
Yes, definitely time to do that.
I'm wondering if
And I need the light to do that.
I can
using the
cast dancing lights.
symbols,
Oh, I've got light on.
if you
I'll just put
remember,
it on my forehead or something.
if you remember the symbols
Yeah.
from what you put on the box and the symbols from the map, you can start to almost translate what those symbols mean.
That's sort of what I was working on.
Yeah.
Okay, as
But
you're,
I think I need at least one more item to finish that up.
as you're looking at it, you seem to be hitting about 2 miles down.
That's
That's ridiculous.
As
3.2.
as you just hit the 2 miles down, all around you fills up with light. You see like a curtain of black just above you.
Oh,
Is it like the Meg where you've got the
that's
thing, the thermosphere between That and the trench where all the megs are.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
As you see, sharks of unusual size.
Big sharks.
Unusually small.
It was a great idea.
Unusually
hope
small
so.
is a really good. Yeah.
Okay.
Give that a try.
Yeah.
The smallest one looks to be about the size of a great sailing ship.
Damn. Yeah.
We tried.
Yeah. It was a good
Okay.
idea.
Everybody, look unappetizing.
Okay.
I'm a dragon. I think I look unappetizing just naturally. At
Yeah.
least I hope I do.
So for us squishy ones,
So, in comparison to my large size, how much bigger are the sharks of unusual size?
you said the,
Well,
the size
the,
of a
the,
ship.
the smallest one seems to be about the size of a sailing ship.
Okay,
So they are megalodons.
you're looking at
Um,
The,
my
si-
brain
the,
can't
the size
visualise.
of their teeth is probably about as tall as you are.
okay, so we're looking at the size of a what? Not football field, but
if
so,
I'm
the width of a football field.
I would say about that of a
Go.
oval football field. You could say
cruise
cruise ship size.
Because yeah, at that point we're too small to eat.
Oh, that's right. That's the large dragon up there.
We're like the krill, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, and a ship in
So
comparison to that
what we have to
is
work out
Probably
for
be
them
about
is what the shark eats,
5 times as long.
5
That's
times
what
as
I'm
long.
saying.
Okay. Alright, so
or just a weight.
they're not necessarily
Because
if
taller
we're
than me,
krill,
but they're 5 times
blue
longer than
whales.
me, maybe. Yeah.
Probably
We're
about as tall and
We're looking at one of those bloody container ships.
So, but where's
Kilometers.
the light coming from?
As you're looking around you, you see that there seems to be all little outcroppings along the trench of light and colour.
Okay.
Might be moss or something.
Okay.
There's,
Bloody gems.
it's known that beneath the thermosphere or whatever it is they call it, that's in the trench that they're exploring, in the Earth's like our real world's oceans, there's a lot of fish that have
Yeah, luminescent.
phosphorescence,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of moss and coral and things like that light up. So I presume it's similar here.
And along the edges of the trench are known to be active volcanoes under
Yeah.
the sea.
Yeah.
So you might get a lot of light from live lava beds.
Well, if nothing else, there's a
I'd
lot
say
of,
it's probably actually
chemicals coming out for
very
bacteria to live on.
rainbowy.
So, yeah.
It is lots of colours, and
Could be bacteria.
it's you do
Absolutely.
see a colony of sea dragons,
Okay.
which is an unusual sight because
How?
they rarely come above the surface.
What do they look like?
That they each of them shows many colours that glow in the
Okay.
dark,
Yep.
and they seem to be able to change their colours.
Are they kind of
Already.
like exactly as you would imagine, like a seahorse crossed with a dragon type deal?
Fairly much like that. They
Yeah.
instead of having the roundy sort of tails, they have a long, thin
Yeah.
tail.
Yeah.
And they have claws with flippers on them.
Yeah. Webbed feet.
And
webbed
they're-
wings.
Their fins seem to have spines sticking out of them,
Yeah. Yep.
making it harder to attack them.
Yep.
And they seem to have, instead of just one along the back, multiples along them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
So it looks like that they can use them for movement and for defense.
Cowcoops would offer coffee, but she suspects they don't drink coffee.
And looking along the trench here, almost looks as if there are multiple civilizations down here,
Okay.
including
All of them
something
huge.
up in the distance that is putting out more light than everything else around you.
Go towards the light. But
generally a reasonable thing to do.
stealthily?
Healthily. Okay, where's the invisible button?
Yeah, use the invisible button.
You realise it's still on.
Right,
Oh,
so
wow.
You've not actually turned it off.
that explains
this
why
is
it took so
fine.
long to get this pedal thing working.
Yeah. I don't mind pedaling harder and longer to keep the invisibility up.
Yeah, well, that's perfectly
considering
reasonable.
the sharks of unusual size.
And yeah, everything else I
So
did.
this is essentially, it looks like a city with lots of different.
Looks like
Species.
multiple settlements along the trench.
Right.
Each one of them may be the same race or different races, but hard to tell because
We haven't been close.
Yeah.
And you would expect that most things passing through the layer you just came through wouldn't survive,
Yeah.
as it's probably not just gas and
I was gonna say it's
water.
probably
Yeah.
magical.
Yeah.
You'd think it'd also be probably
Yeah.
heated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, and I'm
It's a good
presuming
one.
some of them are actually that big,
Yeah.
because that's got a probably 20 or 30 metre
I've
long
got a
ship
lot of
down
growing
there.
up to do.
You do. You've got to get real big.
I want to be that big eventually, which is the red dragon that
At the
you
back.
guys probably
Yeah.
can't see from
And
there.
as
Yeah, I've
it's
seen
moving
it, but
along, you see a shimmering blue tower in the center of multiple
Structures.
structures.
Cool.
It looks like a geometric pattern.
Yeah. They have a sense of order.
And from Llewell's perspective, looking at the city, it says time.
What is this time?
Yeah, it's time element.
Just looking at the settlement
Yeah.
automatically translates into a word to him.
So the way the city is set
This-
up, it
the-
looks like
The shape of it is the word time
word for
The
to
time.
city.
me
The
Yeah.
city
in a language,
is
Yeah.
but I can read it.
It's kind of like
Well,
a
he-
Chinese symbol sort
Exactly.
of thing.
He doesn't get a choice in his
represents-
translations; they just happen automatically.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So looks like you're traveling to time.
Yes.
So they've organised the buildings to create the symbol for time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've mentioned this, and then look at Drazzle. Do you know of this place at all?
Yes.
I'm not surprised. What can you tell us about it?
Yes.
It's time.
Thank you. Is there anything more you can tell us about it? That you're willing to tell us about?
Few voices. Dressel told you before it did not work well.
Yeah. So might not be able to tell us.
What he's just said is we're redoing this.
Yeah.
It seems like we've done this before.
Yes.
I have a feeling we're probably redoing most of our missions.
Makes sense. Knowing us. I will ask Drazzle. Drazzle, do you know what the tower in the middle is?
Time.
Tower is time. That's
Yeah,
probably
well-
the- I was gonna say that's probably the conduit of.
I
time.
give Llewell a insight roll.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for an insight roll.
Ooh. I'm going to use a reroll for that one.
Yep.
Cool, that's better. Got a 20 on the die that time.
Natural 20.
Yes.
Okay. You realize that while he's saying the city is time, it's probably the wellspring of time, as well as
So-
sitting outside of time.
So he's saying that's time with a capital T.
Yes.
I mentioned this.
And this would
Time with a
probably
capital T
be
is
why
pretty-
the corporate, if they are there,
Are still there.
have existed, because it's probably every corporate through time
Yeah.
existing at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which means there's probably a lot of them.
Yeah.
Or only a small amount, because
Or only a small amount at a time.
they can they're always wherever they are
Yeah.
at the same moment of time.
Things are going to get weird.
They always do when things go with time.
Yes.
So we're fronting up here because we need to confront the core crew about their aggressive activities.
About the fact that a devilfish who's been influencing the other two cultures you've come across
Yep.
is most likely influencing them.
So we're there to kind of seek out the corruption and put an end to it.
And if these guys rose up with what you're looking at now,
Yeah.
you'd expect they'd take everything you see down here with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, like most deep sea cultures, these guys are... how much do I actually know about what they're like? I'm presuming they're unpleasant people.
Historically, the only known civilization of them exists in the place known as the Isle of Dread.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I know the Isle
And
of
that,
Dread.
and that is a ruin.
yeah. So that's right. It's these guys make Sahuaghin look nice.
And they are so scattered through time in history that no one remembers their culture.
This is the Corporu.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
So they're super nasty.
Yeah. So what we're going to have to do is persuade them that there's someone controlling them and that
Right.
they shouldn't like that,
Yeah.
and we can help,
Yeah.
or at least we're willing to give information.
Is that what we'll use the pretty boy diplomacy skills for?
I hope that might work.
Does Lani know anything about this sea stuff?
Just that these things are nightmare.
She's a sea sort of
Yeah, she knows this stuff.
native. Yeah.
Do I? Well, I was gonna say I know them to be like the worst of the worst. Do I know them to be intelligent?
Mm-hmm.
They supposedly were the first spellcasters of this world.
Oh yeah, so yeah, no, they're super intelligent. Got it.
And
That's what Lonnie assumes. With any intelligence equals like spellcasting equals intelligence.
they
yeah.
taught language to the rest of the world.
Do we know if there's
By
a
enslaving them.
preferred way to approach them? Like,
So-
does your folk tales tell of giving them offerings or?
A sword to the gut.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know that that's actually going to persuade them diplomatically that they're being controlled by somebody else.
And
I don't think we've got
from
the
most
details.
stories of them, they seem to be offended by every other culture in the world for some reason.
Because they exist. Because cultures like that are like that.
I think I get guidance. I wouldn't mind doing
Which gives you a
that.
bonus to your rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you probably don't get it because it's a cleric spell, but I can do it for
I
you.
believe she might have
No,
it.
actually, I think I
Oh, you
have one
might.
where I can ask one of my gods for a little bit of information about something, and they might give
Yeah.
it to me.
I know your druid has it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I have it.
Yeah. But I can cast guidance on you.
But as you're coming down, you do
Easy.
notice fields upon fields of cultured seaweed.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Cultured seaweed, so grown specifically
Well, in rows and
Yeah.
columns.
farming.
Yes.
You mean it's not just seaweed with top hats and monocles?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
you could have them if you'd
that's-
like. It'd just be look even weirder in your brain.
That's why I was clarifying, cultured as in farmer culture,
Yeah.
not and farm with a F, not farm
It's
with
a
a
lot
PH.
more obvious to see something in a order and a structure than
Yes.
just grown randomly.
Yeah. Like
It's not clumps or anything
It
like
looks
that.
interesting.
It's got a theatre.
I don't know whether it's worth doing guidance just to see whether or not I can get more information about how to approach this problem with these people.
That won't. I don't think that'll necessarily help you because I think you need to come up with the idea, and the guidance will help you if you succeed or not.
Yeah, is that how guidance works?
Guidance gives you a bonus to success on
Yep.
endeavors.
Yep. Any skill check or stat
So-
check, you just add a D4.
My history or my arcana or
Yep.
things like that.
Yep.
If I wanted to see what I knew
Yeah.
about approaching.
Okay, give
The
me a
species?
culture roll with a D4 plus your culture.
D4.
Yeah, it's a D20 plus a D4. It adds a D4 to what you're rolling.
Okay, so I do a D4. That's not my D4. That's my D4. And then I do
A
a
D20.
D20 at the same time.
Yep.
So the D4 is 2. And the D20 is a 12.
Then you can add your culture
think-
roll
Yes.
to it. Your culture ability to it. Skill.
My culture.
Trying to look for the right word there.
is,
Yes. Thing.
I think it was 8 or something like that. That might be my arcana. Religion, wisdom, arcana.
It's going to be around 20.
Can I just give you that and see whether or not you can spot it? Yeah, I think it's going to be about 20.
Probably.
That is my old sheet too. So
So it would be at least plus Say +3 to it. So that means you got 17. Okay.
Okay. Not as good as I was hoping.
So being underwater races, they generally respect people with tridents more than anything else. Because
Okay.
trident
Cool.
is their symbol of rulership for nearly every
Damn it, we
culture.
should have
of water.
taken tridents from that place.
That's what they were indicating.
Mm.
Yeah.
They do respect people's rights, or they do not.
They do.
Do.
Because people with tridents are generally the diplomats, the leaders, and the rulers of
So
most
tempted
nations.
to take a trident, but I guess if we all had tridents, that would mean that
Trident
wouldn't be
force.
as good as you just having a trident and being the leader. But
Yeah.
that would mean maybe you should loan your trident to Lul if he uses his diplomacy, or you guys should work together.
Mm.
Yeah.
We'll work together on that.
Yeah,
one.
work together's fine. I just trying to come up with a strategy before we meet them.
Yeah. If we all had tridents, trident force.
Yeah, we're all the leaders.
I suppose we can approach with Lonnie with trident out, and then Luo acts as the talker. Lonnie is
One
the
of your-
silent force.
Yeah.
As you
I'll
come
make
up to the edge of the
negotiator.
city,
Yeah.
the dwarven ship just stops.
Okay.
He sort of feels like you've run into a wall as you all
Plunk.
get knocked about.
We've
First time you've
reached-
actually felt any movement in the ship.
Yeah.
We've reached the bottom. But that's weird for this ship. It should not reach a bottom.
Yeah.
It should just go. But no, it's reached a bottom.
I'd say this is the point at which we need to get out and go make our own way. The question would be is, do we need to cast for the dwarf any kind of breathing stuff? Since
Probably will have
Yeah.
to cast a breathing spell. on
I
the
know
dwarf.
I've got
I
one.
mean, I'm touching my.
I think
Are my chills still there or not?
The guild.
Your
Gills.
gills? Not since you got back into the ship.
Oh, okay, so we could cast skills back on. Who did that in the first place?
It
That was Drazzle.
Drazzle, because
Yeah.
we
It was
needed
Drazzle.
someone, but I think
Drazzle, would you like to give me a hug?
I believe that the dragon can also cast water breathing.
Yes,
okay.
I'm pretty sure I do. I can cast. It's just that he's highlighted some of them in blue, and the ones he hasn't highlighted in blue that are in grey, I keep missing what they are, and they're usually the spells I need.
Well, they're all the rituals, I believe, are
Yeah.
in the different colour.
Alright, so. Close darkness, precipitation,
I tried to make it obvious. I just should have done a better colour than grey.
you're fair.
Look, you did my spells for me. That's a lot of stuff. It's fine. Familiar. I'm not seeing
You want to try?
it, but
It's a
sure it's-
second level spell.
in here. Alright, that's. Yep. I just have this.
Someone
keen
casts it
capacity.
on the dwarf.
Yeah,
Yes.
look, I'll
Yeah.
cast it.
I've
Or
got it as a ritual.
cool. Yep,
Between the three of you,
Yeah.
there's a chance someone can cast it on
someone
the
could
dwarf.
cast
Yes.
it. I just have such a terrible time reading.
Yeah. And the fact it's a ritual doesn't matter because you can't cast it higher level anyway. It just goes hit each 24 hours.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah.
as you step out of the ship, you feel as if you're being yanked sideways,
Oh, fun.
Okay.
and at that point, then you don't feel your heart beating.
As in,
We've been-
we're dead, or
We've
as in
been-
our time has stopped.
We pulled out of time.
Yeah, time has stopped.
Yeah.
As you're looking around at
That's also
Uh,
old sheet, so I might have it on.
what look to be hundreds of these corporal,
Right.
all turning to look at you.
Okay.
Alright, you got your trident out with Cluel. You backed up by a dragon and a dwarf.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Rum
will...
Drum is looking fierce.
No, I'm not
Just
looking
smile
fierce.
at
I don't
them.
want to look fierce at the. What's
I
it called?
will,
Corpru, I
Wa-
think. Or Co-Crew.
I will walk confidently forward with the trident out with Royal and
As you realize you're underwater, hard to walk.
Swimming.
Drift.
Swimming.
Can you swim
forward.
gracefully?
I can.
Maybe a
Of
performance
course.
roll.
I was gonna say that's actually a pretty good one to ask them. No. The answer's
Okay,
no.
so Lani has this look of, let me show you how it's done, and then starts
Doggy paddling.
looking like a fish out of water underwater.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think I got like an 8 out of that, so
And before you know it, Lani's facing you, coming towards you,
no.
looking like she's completely doing the wrong thing.
Caltrix will
does she
help turn
pull-
her around, and if she needs to, she'll just kind of balance her and
I'm gonna say, can I roll
Help
athletics
support?
to swim better?
Sure.
Heck.
it's not looking good.
15.
Okay, so you sort of righten yourself up with the help of Calcrish. You
Yeah.
don't think if Calcrish was helping you, you would actually look as impressive as you do. But having a dragon looking like you're dragging the dragon behind you.
Yeah, that works. I'll be subtle. Calcrix does know subtly. It's not something people expect from her, but she does.
As you feel a presence in your mind going, what are you?
Okay,
You're a
so
leader of heroes.
I say I am Lonnie. These are my friends. We together are
Use the Titans.
we
Title.
I don't know about that. We are on a mission throughout the sea to rid the sea of
Devil
the
fish.
influence of the god of chaos,
Corrupting force.
the corrupting force, and we have come to seek an audience. Well, we got
Okay.
it. Okay.
Give me a negotiation roll.
Why?
Because this is the time to do it.
So
Okay.
we'll give you an assist by
I was gonna say what.
standing rope.
I can offer you my dice, but they barely behave for me. You are not rolling well.
I'm not. I need to change my dice. What is my thing right now? I have a. Math is hard. I have a 13.
Okay. So you go into this big spiel and,
Can
Sounds like
anyone
I
like
100% made
Lul
it up.
offer her advantage?
well, she's the one
Well-
doing the introduction at this
Yeah,
stage.
okay.
And I'll
But
give Luell an
guidance.
insight roll.
Oh, so yep.
Oh, is he gonna be guidance on? So
Yep.
I get advantage.
So you get an extra D4.
Oh, an extra
It's not advantage, it's just a D4. Insight for me, that goes 23. And I've used the guidance
So
of
there's
so
an
I can't do it on
alternate
me.
D20.
So as you're looking at this,
Yours is
uh,
misbehaving.
your brain instantly thinks, this might be their first meeting with outsiders.
I'll whisper that out of the side of my mouth to Lani.
They're about like, what are you talking?
They have no idea who we are, what we are.
Yes. So,
And just like you pulled people out of time, they can travel through time.
yeah.
Oh, I mentioned that.
So
Quietly.
what your interaction here may set the tone for their entire race.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
And that's a good point to finish tonight at.
Yeah!
okay.
Ow!
So Lani may create her own nightmare fuel.
Possibly.
Lani's already created her own nightmare fuel. I think.
Because you have a feeling they will read your memories.
Oh, absolutely.
But she's done a lot of good and great things, though. So
Yes, but her knowledge of these people may
It's gonna
create
colour
exactly
everything.
who they become.
Yes.
maybe Calgary should have done it. She has no
So,
knowledge of these people.
If you'd like to chat a little bit more, I'm going to put it on end credits now. And then I will talk afterwards, so we will have out of game talk. So if you want to stay on, that's fine. I'll end up I'll put the end credits on now.
Mm.